all right. Welcome back to another episode of Dragon's Greed Gaming. I am your host, Lord Borak, the Great Unclean One, and thank you for joining us for our third actual play session of the Alien Role-Playing Game as we continue the Chariot of the Gods module. I am joined again by Brian, Matt, and Will, and my very best friend in the world, Tyler. And we continue our adventures aboard the USCSS Cronus. So, gang is gathered up in the bridge. Everyone, minus Reed and Cooper, who have had unfortunate ends, are here. You, at this point, have gotten the sensory array working, and you are probably looking at the immediate problem of the carbon monoxide poisoning in the ship due to the air scrubbers and the fact that the top level of the air scrubbers are now exposed to outside space due to the explosive decompression that happened last session. If everybody would give me 2 supply rolls at this point, you guys have tried to... Yes.
Man, we really did read dirty, didn't we?
Cam is down to 1 air.
Oh, that's no good.
All right.
I'm good on my air.
Miller's down to 3.
Davis is down to 4.
My tank seems fine.
Tick-tock, mother.
All right, so there you are on the bridge. Miller, what do you decide to order your crew to do, or how do you decide to go about things here?
How long do we have until the sensors are up?
At this point, the sensors are pretty much back online.
If you recall, we had the sensors find that weird ping out in space that then disappeared.
It's out in space.
Kind of like we had back on the Montero as well.
That is
Alright,
correct.
I'm gonna ask Rye, Cam, and Johns if they want to start getting supplies for a spacewalk to start getting our engines recoupled. Because you can do it from outside the ship, which would probably be safest.
I'm sorry, what are you going to have them do outside the ship?
Relink up the engines to their power source.
Okay.
Shouldn't we be fixing the air?
Well, I figured some of us would stay in here and get that work done.
Okay, so you're asking, I'm sorry, Johns, Cam, and Rye to take care of the engines?
Yeah.
Okay. Johns and Cam have no problem with that.
Do you really want to send out both the people who can work with machinery out to the same job when you have to go and fix the air filters that requires working with machinery?
I think. Do we have people that? I thought. Does Wilson have Comtech?
My Comtech's.
Fixing the air scrubbers would be a heavy machinery skill.
That's not me.
And
That would be either Cam or myself.
Johns is I mean, he's trained in it, so he can help with that. But Flynn and Clayton are not.
What is Johns's?
Johns, it's strength, right? So he would he'd be rolling 5 dice.
It is strength. Nice. Oh, we gotta take John's then.
He's not very well trained in the heavy machinery, but he's got good strength.
And what does Cam have in it?
Cam has a total of 8 dice.
Alright, we'll take Cam on the inside, and we'll have...
And Cam also has a tool that gives them bonuses to it as well.
And we'll have
Well, yeah, we
Clayton.
can switch around the tools as well, though.
We'll switch Clayton for Cam.
Okay, so who's going where again, please?
Clayton, Johns, and Rye out to the exterior of the ship. And myself, Wilson, Cam, and Davis to the air scrubbers.
Okay, hold on. Let me just.
You're sending me with 2 NPCs?
All right.
I was trying to organize.
I'm sorry.
Into the most defensible 2 squads.
Can you repeat that one more time for me, Miller?
Rye, Johns, and Clayton are going out.
Rye, Johns, and Clayton.
And Cam, myself, Davis, and Wilson are staying in. And Flynn, Flynn can float. He can do what he wants.
Okay. So Miller, Cam, Wilson, and Davis are going outside?
Inside.
Inside. Okay. And then Clayton, Rye, and John's inside, and Flynn is your floater. I guess you could have Flynn stick with the people on the inside. Or, I'm sorry, no.
Rye, Clayton, and
John's
will go outside. So Flynn can go with them if he wants, but I just think Flynn, he's a medic, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna give more advice to our captain here. There's 4 engines. You're sending 3 people. Why not send 4 people, so 1 for each engine?
Because I'd imagine you just do it one at a time as a group. I'm not sending 4 people in 4 different directions.
Just throwing it out there.
Don't split
Or
Yeah.
2 groups of 2.
Yeah, well, you
Nah.
sat alone in a room for 4 fucking hours, so you wouldn't have.
Oh yeah, fixing the reactor. Oh boy, I sure fucked that
It's
up.
already up. The reactor was already up. We already have power, and you wouldn't leave your fucking room. So don't give me that shit. No, you're going as a group.
This guy.
I'm a woman.
This guy.
Well, your picture's a dude.
What?
Oh, he means your picture of a
Your profile picture. Your Captain Miller
There's not
profile
enough
picture.
detail- There's not enough detail for you to know.
Fine.
Anyways, that's the plan, so I'll get to it. And, I knew Rye would bitch, because Rye's a child, but that's fine.
Instead of, oh, this guy, I'll mutter to myself, oh, this 4-letter word for a female instead.
Ladies, ladies, ladies.
I think he means cunt.
There's 2 good options.
But what if you're being a cunt?
It's true. Okay, so you order that, Miller, and as I said, Cam and Johns obviously don't have a problem with that. Davis and Wilson, do you oppose that at all, or?
Davis is good.
Sounds like a good plan.
Good plan,
Okay.
boss.
Clayton, she doesn't seem like she likes taking orders from you, but she doesn't really put up much of a fight. It seems the fact that at least she's staying inside and doesn't have to go out on the outside of the ship, she doesn't really seem to have a problem with that.
No, she's going outside.
Oh, that's right.
Well, then.
Who's giving up their suits for Johns and Clayton then?
Don't we have
thought-
suits on the ship?
I thought there were spare
You do,
suits
but
in
they
that other room.
don't have any oxygen. You took the 2 oxygen tanks from the only 2 suits you guys have found.
So there are no other suits?
There are not. No.
Well, then just leave them behind here. And then
Well,
just
so right-
go.
They
right
can
now
they
you
can just
have-
sit on the bridge then, I guess.
Yeah, fuck them.
You have 7 suits, but only 5 air tanks.
That's some tough math there, Chris.
Alright, they can stay on the bridge with Flynn and sit on their thumbs or try and get more of the bridge systems up and running.
Okay, so then you're sending Rye by herself to do the engines?
Wait, what?
I'll go with Rye. I know
I'm
a little
not
bit
going
about-
out there by myself.
I know a
Not
little
with
bit
these
about
things out on the
engines.
ship.
I
The
think
things are inside the ship. Being outside the ship is the safest place to be.
You know everything this thing can do? Because I sure don't.
Well, we've seen them inside the ship, and we didn't see them outside the ship. I was outside the ship.
How much time have we spent outside the ship in this trip? Let me ask you that.
Right, just do the fucking job. And if you see something out there, just come back in.
Oh yeah, because I can move so quickly out in 0 gravity in a spacesuit. Just skipping on right across the ship like it's no big deal. Yeah, that's how that works.
would it made sense if we all just went together. We might just accomplish it faster working.
There's 2 jobs to do here. I think it's better.
I understand that, but given the perils of the situation, the fact that things might overwhelm us, attack us again, it might make sense for us just to keep an eye on each other's backs here. I certainly can't defend myself too well. I'm not a fighter like you guys, but
Miller, I will point out that don't forget you do have your pole rank ability if bickering becomes too much.
Whoa! Don't tell him about this thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
just force you to do it, but I don't understand why you're not doing it. It's your job, and you have to do it. The alternative is that we just all die. So just do your fucking job.
I'll do the job. Let's go out there by myself.
That's your only option.
Well, Cam says, well, Davis said
Here,
she'd go with you.
I'll take off my suit. How's that? I'll keep the pulse rifle handy on the inside. I'll take off my suit for the schlubs.
Thank you, Davis.
You know.
All right. Well, Johns will put on the suit and he'll go outside with you then.
Davis, by the way, is going to take this opportunity to pop some more pills.
Glorious. Okay. Rye and Johns, you guys have suits. And how much air does your suit have left, Davis?
4.
Okay, let me mark that off for Johns. Okay, so Rye, you and Johns are going to go outside to try to fix the engines. So basically, you'll need to make a check for each engine in order to reconnect them. And for each successful check, you have reconnected one of the engines to the reactor control. Each of these is going to take about a turn's worth of work, so about 5 to 10 minutes each to get each one reconnected. So you guys get out there, and the easiest thing to do, even though the junction is all fucked up, it is still the easiest access to get out. One might argue even easier, since it's just a wide open, hold of space, and has like a sunroof. So you and Johns are basically at that airlock. He's got the suit on, and what equipment do you have with you, if any?
I have my bolt gun, which is used for working on machinery and whatnot.
Does that have any ammo left?
2 shots.
Okay.
Got my cat gun.
That's about it.
All right.
I mean, I have a fire axe, but I'm not going to take that out in space with me. I kind of leave that inside.
Okay.
Because that'd be kind of super clunky and not very effective in 0 gravity.
So we'll assume that maybe you've got a toolbox or something with some basic equipment that you think you might need, and Johns will carry that for you. I mean, he knows his way around the machinery a little bit, not as well as you do, but he won't be totally useless. He can, if nothing else, he can aid you and give you a little bonus. So he kind of looks at you. Looks like, I mean, as you've noticed, he looks like he's waiting for you to take the initiative here.
I'll give a big sigh. All right, let's do this thing. And I will go out into outside the ship, open the airlock. My suit's on, just making that clear. I that's all ready to go.
Okay.
But go out into 0G and spacewalk around the ship and make my way. Let's start on engine 2.
Engine 2. Okay. So you make your way out there and you begin to move over to the first engine. And out here, you can see the damage to the outside hull from the explosion, and there is some scorch marks from where the explosion went off. But otherwise, it's just twisted, warped metal from where the umbilical had been wrenched away, and the metal from the ship hull itself is kind of exploded outward. So from you, it looks like you're almost looking at like the side of a crater, just with the shape the metal has made. But you do eventually get to the first engine, and basically it's not like you're necessarily like reconnecting like a big plug. It's not like someone unplugged the engines and you just gotta run the cable back. It's more that just the power signal itself is just not running right now. So while there might be physical components you have to reattach or reconnect, it's mostly just doing a lot of kind of diagnostic stuff or programming and turning the engine actually on and making sure the power is flowing properly. So, like I said, it'll take about 5 to 10 minutes per engine because you got a couple things to check. Make sure X, Y, and Z are all checked off. So why don't you go ahead and give me that heavy machinery roll, and you will get +1 from John's assisting you.
Okay. I pass. I got 1 success.
Okay. Well, luckily that's all you need. Okay, so you start that, and while spacewalking is nothing new to you, it is still kind of an amazing thing to be on the outside of a spaceship, and obviously no sound really out here other than what you can hear from John's when the two of you are talking.
Have we gone completely away from where the Montero exploded? Or like totally different part of space at this point?
Well, the Montero got far away enough where the explosion really only shook the ship, kind of like in the first film. It wasn't close enough to do actual damage.
Okay.
So I mean, it's far enough away where the two of you would not be able to see like any debris floating around, unless the force of the explosion had forced any of it over here. But
Can I see what, if anything, still remains of the Montero? Is still like a hull intact, or is this
no,
completely
it's
obliterated?
imagine like several nukes going off inside the ship. It's
Okay.
just disintegrated pretty much.
Okay.
So, but there you are, and you get that first one done. And go ahead and give me a oxygen roll. John's is down to 3.
I'm down to 3 as well.
Okay. All right. And then why don't we go ahead and have you go over to number 2 as well?
You mean number 4?
Yeah, whichever engine you're gonna do next.
Okay.
Okay, same thing. +1 from John's helping you out. Does
One
the
success.
question, does the bolt gun have a power supply like the oxygen does?
No, it has ammo. It has a limited number of ammo.
Okay, because there are some pieces of equipment that have like battery supply, so I wasn't sure if that was one of them. Okay. And I'm sorry, how many successes?
1.
Okay. All right. So you get the second engine up and running as well. And as this is going on, you guys can very faintly either hear or feel the hum as the engine comes online and basically reattaches to the rest of the ship. And the rest of the crew, Flynn and Clayton, who are up on the bridge, while they're definitely not pilots or mechanics or anything like that, they are keeping in contact with you guys over the radio and telling you, okay, that one looks good. Okay. Meanwhile, inside. Oh, and then go ahead and make me another oxygen roll. John's down to 2.
I'm also down to 2.
Okay, meanwhile, inside, Captain Miller and the rest of the Montero crew, the 4 of you are going to go take care of the scrubbers, or are you leaving one of the crew there with Clayton and Flynn on the bridge?
I mean, if Clayton and Flynn want to stay on the bridge, that's fine. But I'll offer to let them follow us if they feel unsafe.
Flynn and Clayton seem to be most comfortable up on the bridge.
All right. We'll leave them there. And do they have a weapon between them?
Let me check. Clayton has a pistol.
All right. So we'll leave them with that and tell them to just keep the pistol on the door. Or I guess
Okay.
the vents, now that we know that they use the vents. Like, keep the pistol on the door and the vents, and we'll be back as soon as we can.
All right. Okay, so how and where are you going to access the scrubbers from?
Are they on the
only-
lowest level?
Check. They go that far down? They go from deck C up to A. So they are not on deck D. And
Can we just get at them here on deck B?
yeah, you can get on them from any deck. You have to go through the vents to get to them.
All right, we'll just use them from deck B then.
Air scrubbers. Yeah, so you can go through either the vent or the maintenance shafts, and then you basically get into the air scrubber shaft itself, which is think of like a silo or a pillar-shaped shaft that goes from the top to the bottom of the ship, and the air scrubbers are located throughout that. Now, the very top floor, the part of the scrubber shaft that's on deck A, was basically torn open and exposed to space from the decompression explosion. However, the emergency doors kicked in and bulkheads have sealed, So you can seal each deck of the scrubber shaft independently for something like that happening. So right now you can't access deck A unless you have a spacesuit and go out there. So if you do get it all back online and working, it probably won't be at perfect capacity because part of it is not going to be clean and is probably damaged at this point. You don't know for sure until you really get in there and start working. But if you at least get the other 2 decks of the air scrubbers fixed up, then it shouldn't be too bad of an issue. I mean, the ship will still function. Maybe not at 100% efficiency, but it'll still work.
Better than nothing.
All right. I guess we'll just go straight to the ones on deck B, and put Cam to work.
Okay. So when you guys get there, it is incredibly noisy, even though they're not clean and they're not doing their proper job. They are still working normally for the most part, other than whatever's going on deck A. So it's incredibly noisy in there. I mean, you're in this huge, this huge shaft with all this machinery, and it's very loud. So it is, it's hard to hear. And even when you're talking through your radios, it's hard to hear. So all of you are going into the shaft. You're just kind of covering Cam as he starts to work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's well. What is there standard like shaft like we're all on all fours?
Say that again.
Are we on all fours like that kind of shaft?
No, the only the entrance. If you have to go through the ventilation shaft to get to the air scrubber, but once you get to the air scrubber, then there's the ladders built into the walls, like the ladder rungs let you go up and down each floor.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
There's a small I don't want to say floor, but like a balcony on the outside,
Right.
Where you can stop at each floor as well.
Yeah, a little scaffolding. Gotcha.
Exactly.
Yeah, we'll stay with. Yeah.
So as you guys get in there, all of you immediately notice how filthy these things are, and they are obviously just from so many decades of unuse or misuse. The filth has caked onto these things, and it is obvious why they are not working. So Cam shows you guys, what you need to do to help him clean things up. It's a huge job just for one person, so the fact that you are all there helping, he shows you, some things you can do to make his job go quicker. We'll just assume that it's going to be an assist from you guys, but he'll make the roll. But yeah, he shows you what needs to be cleaned and how to make sure, like, okay, this is what it needs to look like once it's done, and that way we know for sure that it'll be pumping, clean oxygen through here.
Cool.
However, what he does point out is you guys can see that basically the way these things work, it's through a process of electrolysis. So there's an electrical current that's channeled through these rods, and the rods are submerged with water, and that causes a separation of the hydrogen and the oxygen, and that's eventually pumped through the ship. So he points out that now that the power is back on, you guys have to be really careful, because if you fuck up or you do the wrong thing, you could actually get electrocuted here. And he says, it shouldn't be, it probably won't be anything lethal unless you really, really fuck up, but, it could give you a nasty shock. So, you guys can't really, you probably don't want to unpower the ship just to clean these things at this point, because that would be a whole nother process. And you didn't know about that before, so the ship is already on at this point. So he is doing his check. What was the bonus from his tool, Rye?
2.
2? Okay, so 2 from that. And he's pretty boss right now. Oh wow, he's rolling a shit ton of dice. Well, let's hope he does not panic.
Don't say.
Okay. So you guys begin cleaning everything, and it's obviously going to take a while to do this. is going to require a shift of work. So you're looking at a couple hours of getting all this shit done. There'll be a couple rolls as well as this is all taken care of. But things start off pretty easily and pretty simply, and there does not seem to be any issues. Meanwhile,
When it comes to like shifts and hours of work, say it's like, a shift, so 8 hours of work. If there are 4 people doing it, does that cut it down to 2 hours of work?
yeah, the more people you have helping cuts it down as well. So I'll say with each of you helping, that'll cut it down by 3 hours, one for each of you. So now you're more in the like the 2 to 7 hour range, depending. But yeah, it'll help out drastically.
I'll get on the radio and tell Clayton and Flynn to get down here.
Flynn chimes in. He's like, "What's up?"
Got some spring cleaning to do, and this is one of those mini hands making light work situations. And it's a matter of life and death, literally. So need to two you down here.
All right, they will come down and join you guys. And while that is going on, I will need whoever is still in a spacesuit in the scrubber shaft to make their air checks.
Here I go.
I'm assuming you guys are still wearing your suits.
Yes, I am good.
All right. Cam is down to 1 air.
Damn it.
How about you, Miller? How you doing?
I'm at 3. I can help Cam out if he needs it. If it starts looking grim.
Okay. All right. So that's going on. Meanwhile, outside, you guys are probably going to get finished hooking up the engines before they get finished with the scrubbers. But eventually, Clayton and Flynn, they reach the shaft and they start assisting you guys as well. And it's going a lot faster. Meanwhile, outside on the hull, Rye and Johns, you move on to your 3rd engine, I'm assuming?
Going over to engine pod 3.
3.
All right. As you do, Johns asks you, so how long you been with the Montero?
Not too long, just long enough to make a few bucks here and there, just try to get what I need to help out my family.
Oh yeah, where's your family at?
I got a brother back home who's not feeling so well, and he's got big medical bills. You know how that goes.
Yeah, I hear you, man. He's like, well, I'm glad you guys showed up, man. I really appreciate you guys helping out. I feel really bad that the captain's in here to help us out.
Yeah, I feel really bad that our ship with all of our valuable cargo is gone, and I get very annoyed when I say that.
He's like, yeah, that's a shit break.
That was supposed to pay for all of my expenses, and that no longer exists. So it better pay off in some way. No, helping you guys is great and all, but I got problems too.
It's like, well, if what Miller and Cooper were saying, I mean, hopefully what we got here will be worth something.
Fingers crossed. Without this money, that treatment won't get done.
So you guys continue to work on things over there, and go ahead and give me your roll for the next engine, please.
1 success.
Okay, nicely done. So the work continues at a steady pace. You guys can hear the 3rd engine power back up. Okay, so you guys finish up the 3rd engine, and then you go and move over to the last one that you need to fix. And you guys have to make your way. I mean, the hole on the outside is not just like smooth. It's think kind of like maybe like a Star Destroyer or the Millennium Falcon. Like it's there's a lot of stuff to walk over. There's little channels. There's outside equipment like antennas and things like that. Go ahead and give me another air roll as well, please. All right, Johns is down to his last air. Okay, so you have to. It's not just an easy walk. There's a little bit of maneuvering that has to go on here as well as you guys, and you're trying to be careful to not lose any of your equipment, things like that as you're walking around. So you make it over there, and on your way.
I will say to John, so can I tell that his tank's getting lower, that he's kind of breathing a little bit differently?
Not without an observation check, unless you're actively trying to pay attention.
No, I just wonder if I noticed it or not, like passively, essentially.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Why is Rye rolling for air?
Because he's kept his air on in order to keep his cover as a human, so he's still burning it up. You guys make your way to the fourth engine, and go ahead and high or low.
Low.
Okay. So you make your way around this power relay. Johns is staying where he's at. He's working on connecting something. You move around, and as you open up a panel and you start working on a few bits of machinery there, go ahead and give me an observation roll.
No successes.
You're,
So I'm dead. Okay.
you're standing there working on things, and all of a sudden, you notice that there is a shadow looming over you, where otherwise the control panel was fairly lit because of the way the ship is facing. And then all of a sudden, it's like something has blocked out whatever light you were using. And we're going to go ahead and do initiative.
I think I found Ava, or Eva, whatever her name was.
Okay, so Rye, you are initiative 1, and then John's is initiative 2.
Okay.
You did fail your observation roll, so.
Well, this shadow, does the shadow have a toolbox-shaped thing in its hand?
No,
In its silhouette?
it does not. It's more like it's something that's fairly close to you, so it's kind of an indistinguishable shadow. You can't tell what it's a silhouette of. It's just something is obviously looming over you. And as you turn to see, you turn a little too slowly, and you see what looks like another one of the creatures that you had encountered in the control relay room.
Oh, so the outside of the ship isn't the safest part of the ship? Is that what you're trying to say?
I would say it's equally as dangerous as the inside of the ship.
How about that?
I hope we all learned something here today.
Things we're learning today.
So
Maybe if your captain cared about you, they would send more people out to help you. But you're kind of a piece of shit, so.
unfortunately, you failed your observation roll, so you don't. It gets a surprise round on you. So it'll have it snuck up on you, and then it has a chance to perform an attack. So you notice, similar to the one that you saw down in the relay room, the arms are strangely distended and stretched out at the forearms. However, this one is wearing bits and pieces of what obviously was one of the spacesuits, and you can see that there are clearly openings, so this thing is exposed to the vacuum of space and doesn't seem to care. And you also notice that it looks like it's been out here a long time. It looks like it's basically got frostbite and just like total like hibernation or like signs of like mummification almost from just being obviously out here somewhere on the hull.
Well, it should be like brittle and frozen over.
You'd think that, but that's just not how this works.
I mean,
You would think that.
okay.
All right, so it rolls a 3 throw. The abomination grabs the victim and tries to slam it into the nearest hard surface. All right, so it reaches out to grab you, and all right, you do not get a chance to block because it got a stealth on you. And it scores a hit If the attack hits, the victim lands prone at short range, drops any handheld items, and must make an immediate panic roll. All right. So it's going to do a total of 2 points of damage to you.
These suits have armor, don't they? Like 2 armor, something like that?
I believe they did, yes. I want to double check that.
Yeah.
You roll a dice for each point of armor, and if you roll a 6, you negate it.
I negate 1.
Okay. So you take a point of damage.
Okay. So are we? I'm assuming we're in 0G right now. Or do we have like magnetized boots or something, or how are we maneuvering on the ship? With like, do the suits have like some sort of like engines on them, like little bursts that move around?
Why don't we check the suits and see what they actually have here? That's a very good question.
I think
Probably
from
very
the,
important.
From the picture of the ship, they're underneath, right?
Let's find out.
The picture you showed us on the first session of the ship.
Yeah, I think that's how they are. I don't think they have magnetic boots, but oh, it's here in the gear site. Here we go, suits.
What page are you on?
Page 128. Let me just see what type of suit they are. It is 5 IRC Mark 50 compression suits. State of the art when it was introduced 6 decades ago. The reliable Mark 50 compression suit is still a common sight on the frontier. The sturdy helmet has a con unit and heads-up display, a lateral headlight, and a wireless helmet cam that syncs to any mobile or stationary monitoring system. The suit carries a healthy supply of oxygen and maintains internal pressure for its wearer while in space. If you're going to be blown into space, you want to be in a Mark 50 Air 5 Armor 2. So yeah, we'll just go with the picture. You guys are attached by some sort of tether, which luckily this thing does not tear or rip at or anything. But it does pick you up, and it kind of throws you, and obviously you kind of go more floating through space, and you don't hit the ground nearly as hard as you would. But when it grabs you, it almost feels like it crushes like your arm. Grabs you, and that's what does some of the damage there. Your suit obviously absorbs a little bit of it. However, you do drop your item as it tosses you through space.
Well, that's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, the what'd you have? The bolt gun?
Bolt gun. Yeah, that's gone.
All right. So that happens, and then we are at the initiative for the round. So you have initiative 1. You are considered prone, as we'll say. You bounce into the like a nearby part of the ship, and it obviously stops your momentum from taking you any further. And you're able to grab onto something to situate yourself, but you're considered prone right now. So what do you do?
I will stand up.
Okay.
Am I
fast action?
in like melee with this thing still?
No, it threw you, so you're at short. So basically, you're like one zone away from it.
Space.
Space.
I will. Is ready action the thing on this system?
Believe so.
But basically, I want to get myself into a stance where I'm like, so when it approaches me, I can try to throw it off the ship. I won't go charging it. I kind of be like a defensive ready stance kind of a thing. If that's a thing in this game or not.
Something like an Overwatch type thing.
There is, but I believe Overwatch is only with a gun. And you normally cannot grapple an alien. However,
how big is this thing?
So it's a little bit bigger than a human. So this one actually has a description here. Let me explain. So the subject's gelatinous cowl has grown opaque and has solidified over their eyes, which have grown dark and have shifted to the side of their bulbous head. The skin has turned a translucent mottled gray, and their features grow similar in appearance to a traditional xenomorph, albeit with a much shorter head, more prominent eyes, and elongated arms. The subject moves about on all fours like an ape. So if it was standing at full height, it would definitely be taller than you, but you can see as it starts to move towards you, it's moving, much more like an ape or a gorilla, like on its knuckles, sort of thing.
Is this like the thing I fought down in the reactor room, or something different?
No, it's the same. It's considered the same thing, same exact thing.
Oh, okay. Okay. So here's what I want to try to do. So I have no weapons right now, but I'm kind of like a zone away. So it's back where I was standing, and so what I'm gonna try to do is like grab the tether and try to whip the tether in such a way that it kind of bonks into the creature, try to knock it off balance into space.
All right, that's gonna be really hard to do because it's gonna be hard to get enough momentum or force with the tether to.
Well, I'm unarmed otherwise, so like.
Okay.
What else can I do?
Okay. So I'll let you. You can do.
And I'll say over the radio, one of these things is out here. Need assistance. Unarmed. Please help.
Oh, now he wants help.
Okay.
What do you mean now I want? I was asking for help before. He wasn't giving me help when I asked for it.
So
he took help
You
away.
got a spacesuit out of it.
you spend your first action to stand and get up from prone, and we'll say you spend your second action to do like a ready and do your attack when it comes close enough. So in the meantime, Johns, shouts over the radio, and he comes around the corner, and let's see. High or low?
Hi.
Okay, you see that he tries to scramble for the bolt gun, but he is unable to reach it, and that goes floating into space away from the ship.
Damn it, Johns.
Too good.
He was
Good
waiting
one,
for
yeah.
you to tell him to do it.
Worthless character.
And you can see he looks a little shocked that one of these things is out here, and looks unsure as to what to do.
Does Johns have any sort of weapons?
He has a regular pistol.
Does that work in zero gravity?
Nope.
Space?
He could just launch himself
'Cause
off the ship.
I don't think it can actually make the explosion without oxygen.
No, you can.
Does it work?
The shell is self-contained.
Oh.
But isn't he gonna like recoil back? Like,
He has a
He's,
tether.
he's tethered.
yeah.
All right. Well, that's what he does first. He tries to go for the bolt gun, and that fails. So that is his action as he's kind of floating around. At initiative 3, the creature moves in towards you, and you can do your attack before it does its attack action.
I'm not trying to I'm trying to throw it off the ship. That's what I'm trying to do. Cause it's not tethered, right? It's just like attaching itself to the ship with like claws or something.
Correct. Yeah, it is not tethered.
So I want to try to throw it off the ship.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a.
Would that be like a close combat roll or something?
I will say this would be close combat, and this is going to be at -3. So it's very difficult to do what you're trying to do here.
In space.
One success.
All right. So you do connect, and you do manage to kind of tangle it up and like make it lose its footing, but you're unable to get it launched away from the ship, and it basically just gets tangled up in your tether. It will lose that attack action as it was running towards you. At initiative 4, it starts to tear at the tether, and you see this thing basically tears the tether in half and gets itself untangled, and it looks like it's deciding what to do next. So it spends its action getting loose, but the tether has been torn.
So I guess I'm just dead then, because I'm flying off into
Well,
space.
I mean, you're still close enough where you can do something. You're not like totally floating in space. I mean, you're, but if you get moved around and you're not near the ship, you'll probably go flying away. So
Do
luckily,
these suits have like EVA engines or something? Like, how can I even move?
I mean, you can try to grab a part of the ship, because right now you're within arm's distance of any part of the hull to try to grab yourself and pull yourself around. So, because I mean, you got knocked into the ship and then used your action to get prone. So you're basically standing on the ship, and you whip the thing at it. So, You're not secured to the ship anymore, but you are still on it, quote unquote. So, and luckily you have initiative 1 next round. So what do you do?
Grab onto the ship.
Okay, well that's easy enough. I mean, you're right there. So you grab onto something.
I can't run away. It's gonna be faster than me. I have no weapons. Like, all I can do is try to fight this thing. What I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna try to take remains of the tether and try to wrap it around this creature's neck and try to suffocate it.
Okay.
Suffocated.
It clearly doesn't have to breathe.
Or doesn't have to breathe. Like, I don't know. I'll try to wrap it around its feet so I can try to trip it with
Good job,
the tether.
Android.
Okay.
I'll try to wrap it around its feet so I can tug on it and try to knock it off balance.
What if you
off
guys
its
just
face.
try running from it? Just escape.
You only gotta be faster than one person.
I'm slowly floating through space in zero gravity. This thing is a fast, agile creature. Like, it doesn't work.
Well, but John can also fire at it. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to
Yeah.
give ideas. That's all.
How dare you?
So,
An ideas guy.
I mean, I appreciate it. It's just I see no options here. From a new people who are spacewalking move at like a quarter of a mile per hour, and are super slow and clunky and awkward. And I don't think this thing has that limitations. So yeah, I'm going to try to wrap up remains of the tether around its legs with, and then if that's successful, try to pull on that to knock it off balance.
Okay. All right.
You're so good.
Let's see.
Should we go ahead and start writing Matt in the character?
Well, Matt, you're also an android. Can't you fight this thing a little bit better?
I did last turn.
He's got better stats than you guys do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, in general, if you were trying to survive from
Well,
it.
that's why last turn I rolled 4 dice instead of 1.
And I'm thinking if, like, John fired at it and tried, stunning it or something while you guys tried to make a run for it. I don't know, but John will probably flood it. John's, sorry. And then he'll panic, and then you'll panic, and we all panic.
The android won't panic.
Oh, that's right.
I'll keep
But
my
John's-
cool no matter what.
John's doesn't know that.
He does not.
Rye, there is also a shove action that you can do in the game.
Oh, well then, yes,
Shove
I will try to shove it away and.
into space.
All right, so you gotta get engaged. You gotta get right next to it, and then you make a close combat roll. If you succeed, your opponent is shoved away to you to short range.
Booty bounce it into space.
Then that is exactly what I will attempt to do.
This will be difficult though, so it'll be a close combat at -3.
That's what I did last time. That didn't work. Last time I tried to push it away, got a success, and that didn't work either.
Well, that's because it rolled better than you.
You die, you die, you die, you die, you die.
1 success. Is it also at -3 because there's 0 gravity?
No, it's at -3 because you normally can't do this to an alien, but since these are not massive aliens, I'm letting you try.
Okay.
All right. So you basically run into it, and you do manage to push it. You don't get nearly as momentum as you're hoping for, but you do knock it away, and it starts to float away from you. Give me a high or low.
High.
All right, good choice. John's will take a shot as it is floating away, and okay, John's holds it together, but he does not score a hit, and the creature is going to have 1 chance here to try to grab onto something.
Oh, please fail.
All right.
Say, grab on the D's, you ugly mother.
You push the creature, and it starts to go moving away from the hull. It does manage with its extended arms, though, to grab on to a part of the hull. And it looks like after John shoots at it, and after you pushed it, it is closer to John's, and it moves towards him instead.
Good.
And you, even in the depths of space, you can see this thing lets out some sort of roar or growl, and while you can't really hear it, you can see that John's definitely seems a little shaken up by it as it closes in on him, and it basically spends the rest of its action moving towards him and getting in range with him. So we're back to initiative 1.
I don't give a shit about Johns. I'm leaving. I'll leave Johns to be food for the slaughter, and I'm leaving.
Oh, ice cold.
So you guys can hear this fight going on through the radios, and you hear John's scream like where are you going? Help! And
I'm going to get help.
you
I'm gonna get out.
The last words you'll ever hear.
I'll be right back. It'll be fine.
You got this. You'll be fine. I will get some help.
buddy.
You're good, bro.
Oh.
Amazing. Okay, so here's what you see. The creature rolls a 6 for its attack, which is head crush. The abomination grabs the victim's head and tries to crush it with its bare hands. So you see the creature has reached John's. He's like fumbling with his gun to try to get another shot off, and he screams, help, don't leave me. And the creature basically palms the helmet of his suit like a basketball and slams him against part of the hull. And
Oh my god.
you see Johns goes to take a shot, and he's screaming. He's panicking at this point. He lets out this scream, and you can see his helmet. You see a hairline fracture come across it, and then you see the creature puts all the force of its strength behind its arm, and there's a sickening crack as the helmet breaks open, and you're not sure if Johns' head explodes from being crushed or from the sudden vacuum of space as his helmet cracks open, but you guys can hear his blood-curdling scream over the microphones, which is then just followed by like a crack, and then the scream gets cut off. And Rye, you see the mist of blood from what was once his head as the creature crushes his head under its hand against the hull, and little pieces of his helmet glass go floating into space. And the abomination just kind of tosses his body aside, and you see his lifeless, headless corpse go spinning into space. And Johns is not part of the adventure anymore.
And the alien yells, Toby.
And I think that's a good spot to take a bathroom break and let you think about what you've just done.
I have zero problems with what I just did.
Isn't
I
that
feel
against
no
your
remorse.
programming?
Don't you worry about my programming. I worry about my programming. I did not harm a human. Let's go throw that out there.
That's right.
You're not allowed to.
Yeah, the
by
alien
omission
one.
of action in the Prime Directive. Omission of action counts as hurting people.
He didn't know me.
I was taking action.
Ran
I
away.
was trying to fight it.
He ran away.
Let him
I
get,
mean, after it was clear there was no hope of survival.
you let him get face fucked Kobe style, alright?
By the way, I'm pretty sure that directive.
He got Harlem Globetrottered by that fucking dude, alright?
They,
Yep.
He took him around the world in space.
I have no remorse for what just happened.
Yeah, because we all know your character's a piece of shit.
Well, you knew that already, so nothing's changed.
That's what I'm saying. We all know.
You know, I was thinking about that on my contemplative walk today, as I walk around my neighborhood and catch Pokemon and try to exercise. I'm like, it's probably kind of hard to make a character that isn't a piece of shit in this game. I'm like, because like the captain characters and stuff like that, they're usually like either like bullheaded guys that are just like, well, it's all about our cargo and blah blah blah, or you have like the company executives, which are like pretty much supposed to be the bad guys because they're like the dude that's trying to get the cargo back to Wayland Yutani, like in the movie, and it's like, I don't know, like how do you like the, unless they're Ripley or like the one character that's the female lead, I don't know how you make a long-term campaign work.
I don't think the system is designed for long-term campaigns because you can just die in one round.
Unless you're all playing Marines.
All
And
right.
you all have combat weapons and you can all like fucking shoot and kill stuff and you have enough weapons to do that.
Maybe.
We'll never know.
Rye, are you heading back into the ship?
Yes, I'm heading back into the ship.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing as you hear this?
Well, the order they were given was if they see anything, get back into the ship. So I'll check in and be like, how close are you to the airlock?
I can see it. It's not too far away. I just hope I have enough time. I don't think he made it back there, unfortunately, but I have to thank him for buying me the time I need, or I hopefully need.
I knew that guy was ice cold.
Where is the airlock that they used, Chris?
They went through the junction A1.
Yeah. A1. All right. I'll head to B1, I guess. I don't know. Probably the elevators, maybe. Would that be the best spot to meet him if I go up to the A-level elevator?
Well, he'll be coming through the junction itself. But yeah, you can take the elevator up and then make your way into the hallway that the junction's attached to. So you're going up there. You're leaving everybody else down to keep working on the scrubbers?
I'll take Davis with me.
Affirmative.
And we'll head up, and I'll shout at Rye to like come to the southwest door.
All right, I'm going there as quickly as I can.
And we'll make our way up there.
You make your way back to the airlock junction, Rye, and as you look over your shoulder, you see that the creature, after throwing Johns' lifeless corpse into space, is making its way across the hull and towards you, and it is definitely following you.
I'll shout, "It's right behind me! Please open the door!"
You made some distance. You're able to get back into the junction, and then are you meeting him at the elevator door? Is that where you're talking, Miller?
Just this red door here.
Back to my map here. I'm sorry, where at?
It's
Okay,
right here.
I see it. Perfect. Okay. Rye, give me a mobility check. And Davis, you went up with Miller, right?
Yeah, but Davis, remember, doesn't have a suit.
Yeah,
so-
you're gonna have to wait in the elevator, Davis.
Yeah.
But
I got 2 successes
gun
in
ready.
mobility.
Yeah, because if you open that door,
Yeah. Davis
then
is
that
open.
hallway is going to be open to space.
yeah, so but I mean, Davis stays in the
Davis
closed elevator.
hangs back.
She should be fine, right?
I came with 2 because I have a big weapon. I'm not going to stay there by myself and just die unless he's yelling at me not to.
Okay.
Davis, by the way, is not letting.
Is that what?
She gave up the suit. She's not giving up.
Well, then if you want to stay, Davis, you can stay with the scrubber crew, and I'll just take Wilson.
I mean, she'll come along, but she's not. She's not like gonna be like, "Hey, here, take this," and just stand there like a schmo.
No, I just think you should just stay in the elevator.
Yeah,
Probably the best
Yeah.
best bet.
it's the only way to be sure.
Okay.
And when Rye gets close enough to the door, I'm gonna punch it open.
All right. What was your thing on your mobility there, Rye?
2 successes.
2 successes, huh?
So I'll use the extra one to go faster.
Okay. We're gonna roll and see how fast you're going compared to the critter.
Somebody is motivated.
Okay. You said you had 2?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, unfortunately, it has caught up to you when you are in this left-hand hallway. So you get through these doors right here, and you're in the hallway right here. About halfway to the door, and the creature makes its way through the door, and we're going to be at another round of initiative here. So
Is Miller added to the initiative now?
Yeah, so we have you, the creature, Miller, and Wilson.
Yep.
All right, here we go.
I'm going to just make my way for the door as quickly as I can.
Yep.
If that's like another mobility or something.
Well,
I
at
can do
this
that.
point, we're going to start initiative as it is caught up to you. So it's not engaged, but it is considered in the same zone.
Okay.
So let's see what happens at this point.
I'm first, right?
Well, we're going to do a new initiative because now we got more
Oh.
getting added. And it's a new round of combat. Even though you did well on your mobility, unfortunately, since it has speed 2, it basically gets to act twice. So it had 2 chances to catch up to you. It did. Okay. So that being said, Miller, initiative 3. Rye, initiative 5. Wilson, initiative 2. And the creature, initiative 4 and 1.
Huh.
I'm dead. Okay.
All right. So,
How you determine initiative is drawing cards randomly?
yes.
Yeah, there's a initiative deck.
And then I'm just going left to right on our
You stay
screen
alive.
here.
You stay alive, Matt.
I have 2 turns where it gets to attack me and I can't fight back. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I'm dead.
You got some friends helping in between.
Okay. So, the abomination catches up to you and it does arm pull. The abomination grabs the victim's arm and tries to pull it clean off with its bare hand. All right. You may make. Well, you don't have anything to block with, do you? So. Does not hit, though.
Really?
It does,
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't roll that many dice for that particular attack, so it fails. It tries to grab you, and you manage to basically kind of wrestle it away. You're still engaged with it, but it does not do any damage to you. And since you're an android, it does not trigger the panic roll either. So initiative 2.
That is me.
All right.
So they are still. Are they still locked? I can not fire at them.
The door is still closed right now, yeah.
The door is still closed, and if you shoot at them, yes, they are engaged. Each other. So you can shoot at them, but you would risk hitting them. And you're using a flamethrower, so.
No, I know that's what I'm saying. So sorry, I'm over here with Miller over here. Well, I will. So if the door's still unlocked, I will open the door. And can I cover it and be ready to hit it as soon as he gets through? And then Miller, maybe you help him get the alien off him, and we tag team it that way.
Yeah, why don't you look up the is it Overwatch? I think that's what it's called.
Overwatch, got it. Looking it up.
Yeah, check in the skilled combat section. I believe that's what it's called. Okay, so you open the door, and the warning klaxons go on, and the ship decompresses the hallway that you're in order to match the undecompressed or hallway that Rye is currently in. So the hallway you're in now is no longer has oxygen, and you can see Rye trying to get away from this creature as it has tried to grab her, but seems to be failing to finish the job, which I believe means we're next to Miller.
All right. So can I take a shot at it and like try not to hit Rye? Like, what does it mean when they're currently engaged?
Let me check. Overwatch is on page 97, by the way.
Yeah, I just got it. So, rather, it would be the reverse. I would be saving my slow action to fire until my next round, if I'm reading this correctly, because as long as I do not suffer damage or become engaged. That's what Overwatch is specifically. I was saying I would hit
It says
the.
you can fire whenever you want in the turn order, and your shot is resolved before all other actions, even if they have already been declared. Firing counts as a normal action. So it takes a fast action to go into Overwatch, then you shoot, which takes up a slow action. That's fine, because you get one slow and one fast. So basically, yeah, you wait to shoot, and then you interrupt at any point in the turn.
Which works provided we can get them disengaged with each other, but I don't know if we're going to be
Yes.
able to do that on this turn.
Okay, and Miller, it's going to be -2 dice to do this. And if you fail, there's a chance you will hit your ally.
Take the shot.
Dun dun dun. Suspense.
How is Rai looking? Like, is Rai making progress, or is Rai completely captured and like in a melee with this thing?
I mean, she is engaged in melee, but it looks like she's being pretty Riley.
If it looks like you're hesitating, I'm going to shout, take the shot.
All right, I'll take the shot.
Nice. What, are you at any stress right now?
Yep, but it doesn't matter. Nothing hits.
You miss?
Yep.
Okay.
And with my fast action, I guess I'm just gonna be hovering my hand over the door button, you know.
All right. High or low?
Low.
Good choice. A shot whizzes past your head, but does not strike you, Rai. Doesn't
Nor
strike
am I
Creature either.
stricken by how unsurprising it was that Captain Miller missed his shot.
Missed her shot.
Initiative
shot.
4, the creature continues its attack, and it attempts to pull your arm out of its socket again. And once again, it misses.
Really? Okay.
Okay. So, if you want to disengage, you must make a mobility check. If you fail, it gets an attack of opportunity while you try to run away.
Well, I will attempt to do that then. 1 success?
Okay.
Does it have a counter roll, or is that just pass?
Nope, you just make the test. So you are able to disengage without taking an attack of opportunity.
So that's a fast action, right?
Is it treat? I believe it's called. Is a fast action.
So then I'll turn my slow action into another fast action and run into the room.
Correct. You got it.
And that's what I'm doing.
Okay.
All right.
Miller, Wilson, you've
Can
got
I
a clear
use-
shot.
Yeah, I'm going to fire the torch at it then.
Nice.
Let me
Does a
pull-
flamethrower work in space? That's okay.
It's, well, these are
It's a chemical. It's not actually.
incinerator.
Space fire.
Yeah, they're chemical tanks.
It's blue fire, right? Chemical fire, right?
You're pretty much launching napalm onto things.
All right, light it up.
Range. Here we go.
Fire it
Oh,
up.
fuck up.
It's actually got.
Do you have any stress, Wilson?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. UI.
There's UI. There we go. I actually got pretty good range of combat. Oof! Alright, I got 1 success.
Right, what's the damage on the incinerator?
And 2.
Okay, does it have any special rules?
Fire intensity 9. Which is.
It'll probably light somebody on fire then, assuming. Fire! Fire is measured in intensity. Typical fire has intensity 8. When exposed to fire, roll a number of dice equal to the intensity. For every 6 rolls, you suffer 1 point of damage. Armor can
Ooh.
protect you. If you take damage, you can catch fire and continue to burn and suffer another attack at the start of each new round. The intensity increases by 1 each round. As soon as a fire attack inflicts no damage, the fire goes out. You or a friend at engaged range can put out the fire with a successful mobility roll. If you are broken by fire damage or suffer fire damage while already broken, you must make a death roll every round until you are saved by a medical roll. Or until you die. So we will obviously then, it is on fire, and you said it's intensity 9.
Intensity 9.
Okay, so at the start of each round, you'll roll 9 dice, which goes up by 1, assuming it damages it. If it doesn't damage it, it goes out. So
That's legit.
that's pretty awesome. And how much? It was 2 damage, right?
2 damage.
Okay. Its armor soaks 1 point, so you do 1 point of damage. And we are on initiative 1. So go ahead and roll me 9 dice for the fire.
Here goes.
And it screeches in obvious pain as you light it up.
Good, fucker. All right, and I'm sorry. What are we looking for on here? Sixes. All right, we got 2 6s.
All right. It takes 2 more points of damage, and the intensity increases
Oh
by
man,
1.
that's
Initiative 1. It attacks. Let's see. D3 this. Going for you, Wilson. You got its attention.
oh boy.
So it moves into the zone, and then it does a pounce attack. The abomination leaps onto its victim like a big monkey, much similar to what Rye encountered at the beginning of the adventure.
Didn't Captain Miller have his action ready to close the door?
Yeah.
That was during last round, though.
So the ready action just goes away to start the new round?
Okay, so there is no delay action in this game. The only thing that there is changing your initiative, which you can do at the start of a fight or the start of a round, but never during a round. You and another player character can swap initiatives, but you must be able to speak to each other in order to do so. So I'm sorry, there is no delay action in this game.
Dun, dun, dun.
Can I attempt to block with my weapon?
Yes, you may.
All right.
So, go ahead and roll.
What's my roll for block again? Is that close combat?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. And any modifiers, or it's just my strength and close combat?
That's it.
That's it. All right, here we go. And my stress. Ooh, I did not make it.
All right. It scores a hit and does 1 point of damage.
No.
However, this is the nasty one that knocks you to the ground. Another attack by pummeling you, and you must make an immediate panic roll as it knocks you to the ground, and the flamethrower goes flying away.
Okay. Does my armor take any of that?
Yeah,
from
you
the
roll.
suit?
You roll for armor, so you need to. It's armor 2, so roll 2 dice. Any 6s will negate the damage.
All right, great. Oh, I did not get any 6s, so I'll take the 1 damage, and then I will roll for my stress, my panic. I rolled 4, and I have 4 already.
That's
So
8.
I rolled 8.
Tremble. All skill rolls using agility suffer -2 until your panic stops. And unfortunately, Wilson, it makes a second attack as it begins to pummel you into the ground.
Yeah, we've been doing good against these things so far, but this guy's gonna clean
This
us
is
up.
the nasty one. Any last words, Wilson?
And
And it's on fire while it's pinning you to the ground. so-
Oh well, you know.
Oh boy. Go ahead and roll your armor, buddy.
Okay. How many attacks does it? How many successes did it get?
It
Oh,
has,
I got 1 6.
You take 2 more points of damage.
Oh well, I'm dead. I had 1 hit. I only have 2 hit points.
So you are broken
Oh.
now.
Jeez.
And you're probably gonna catch fire too.
That's awesome.
Um, So you are broken because you've hit 0 health, which means you are going to suffer a critical injury. So please roll me a d66.
Okay, here we go. D66. 25.
Impaled thigh. This is not fatal. Run becomes a slow action, and it's going to last for 2d6 days. 5 days.
No.
Okay. So
That's oddly specific, isn't it?
let's just see what happens now as it continues to maul you. Because now you are broken. If you drop to 0 health, you are broken. An effect taken out of action. Immediately roll for critical injury. If you're not dead, you can crawl and mumble through the pain. You can't perform any other actions, and you can't roll for any skills. You can't go below 0 health, but each further attack that causes damage will give you another critical injury. All right. A broken character is defenseless, so it can technically kill you outright on its next turn if it continues to attack you, but it's a creature, so it probably won't do that. Getting back up. Being broken is not fatal in and of itself. Only critical injuries will actually kill you. There are 2 ways to get up after being broken, assuming you're not dead. First is on your own. If you're broken and no one is around to help you, you automatically recover 1 point of health after 1 turn, 5 to 10 minutes has passed, and then you get up on your own. Or first aid. Someone can help you back onto your feet by administering first aid to you by using the medical skill. This is a slow action. If they are successful, you get up immediately, regaining health equal to the number of successes rolled. Unfortunately, the thing is still on fire.
Well, whose bright idea was that?
So that was initiative 1. So initiative 2, I believe, is Wilson. Right?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Oh, that's me, baby.
So you basically are trying to crawl away from this thing, but that's just about all you can do. You obviously can't make any significant distance to get away from it. But that leads us to initiative 3 for Miller.
All right, I'll try and finish this thing off while it's down on the ground.
Okay. You won't have the negatives to hit Tyler because he is down, so we will assume he's out of the fight. He's not actively participating, really, so just make a straight roll.
And I panic.
Fucking game.
Go ahead and roll a dice, please.
That's a 5.
You're fine.
And with my fast action, I would have closed the door finally.
Okay. Do you have any reloads left with that weapon?
2 left.
Okay, so you burn through one of your reloads as you. And what do you have? The pistol?
Officer's pistol.
Okay. So yeah, Miller opens up and shots go in every direction except at the creature. And that leads us to initiative 4.
But now that the door is closed, I'm gonna radio to Davis to open the elevator door. Give us some of that sweet pulse rifle action.
Okay, so you can join next
Nice.
round,
I'm
David,
ready.
as they finish this. The creature's at initiative 4, and it turns to Miller and comes to attack. And Miller, it is going for the arm pull. So
It's
go
like
ahead.
having against the arms.
I doesn't like him, I guess. he wants you to
Yo,
have the same type of
you
arms
guys-
like he has. Long
Oh,
ones.
he's just trying to help us, guys. He's trying to
He
help
just
us evolve.
He just wants a handshake. That's all he wants.
Do I have
All
my
right, Miller,
stress
you
Guys,
can-
this is
do I have my
how we
stress
shake
dice to
hands on my
defensive roll?
planet.
Yes, you do. Okay, it has hit.
Well, I get 1 success.
1 success. Okay. That is a tie. So let me check what happens in a tie.
And
believe...
I will be blocking 1 point of damage should I take any damage.
Okay, well, this is important because this one is if the attack causes damage, you take the injury. Some of them are only if the attack hits. So let's check. Okay, yeah, so the blocking is just basically damage reduction. So you had 1 success on your block.
1 success on my block and 1 point of armor counted.
Well, the armor's after because the blocking, but it doesn't matter. That's enough to stop the damage. So you do not take any, and we are on initiative 5.
So I'm gonna pick up the fire axe I left before I went on a spacewalk.
I'll assume you grabbed that when you came back into the ship.
Okay, well I will take a swing at this thing with the fire axe.
Okay.
Now as far as a close combat weapon is concerned, what would we consider the fire axe as? This is a variety of close combat weapons that exist.
Did you check to see if this one has rules?
You just said there was a fire axe and I grabbed it. No, the only rules for melee weapons are blunt instruments, knife, stun baton, and cutting torch. Those are the only close combat weapons in the rulebook.
We will say, well, a knife does 2 damage, so we will say it is the same as a knife, but it also gives you +1 dice, so it has a +1 bonus.
Okay. And I will try to dig this axe into this thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Get in there.
1 success.
Okay. It will roll for its armor.
So it's 2 damage.
Okay. It takes another point of damage.
Alright.
And then new round, so the
How
fire on it is
strong?
up to 9. So Wilson, if you want to roll the fire damage on it.
Hell yeah, so here it comes. And we got 2 again.
2. Not bad. It takes 2 points of damage.
Good.
The fire
fuck it.
gets worse. And Wilson, high or low?
Hi.
Lucky bastard, you did not catch on fire.
Hell the fuck yeah.
That fire is going to be MVP here.
Initiative 1. Oh, it's so we will draw you in here.
Yeah. Davis. Finger on the trigger.
Okay, we're just gonna add. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna add another initiative, and if anybody wants to switch with Davis, you can have her take their place. So if you want to
Wilson.
switch with
Wilson, switch with Davis.
Yeah.
Mhm.
all right.
I think
so
that's a fair trade.
Wilson, you are
I'm
now
ready, Coach.
initiative 6. Davis, you're initiative 2.
Ready.
So the door is opened. You see this creature on fire. You see Wilson on the ground, not really moving, smoldering a little bit. And you see it currently taking swipes at Captain Miller. And it
Can't have that.
attacks again. And it does fist strike. The abomination strikes its victim with a powerful punch. Nothing fancy here, just gonna slug you to death.
Falcon punch.
All right, what you got?
1 success and I panic.
Oh.
Ugh.
A 1 success wouldn't have done it, so go ahead and roll for your armor, please, and then roll for your panic.
No armor.
All right. You take 2 points of damage as this thing punches you straight in the chest. And your panic?
8.
Tremble. -2 to all agility rolls. Not terrible.
Dude, fucking Fight Club alien.
That
Pouncing,
leads us
punching
to
her.
Davis. You see it strike Wilson Miller in the chest.
Yeah, I'm pissed. I'm lighting it up.
You got a big gun, don't you?
Yeah, I
big
got
boy
the
gun?
pulse rifle. You know it.
-2 dice because it's engaged. It's engaged with 2 of your teammates actually, so you really don't want to miss here.
All right. -2 dice, you said? Oh!
Oh, man.
Did you miss?
I hit, but I panicked.
God, panic.
All right.
What a
Fuck
mechanic.
these simulated dice. Damn it.
Give me your panic roll, please.
Yeah.
I don't know, Brian. These simulated dice seem to roll pretty accurately for you.
For me. But you're the one that just rolled 5 ones on how many dice?
Oh, ew.
5 ones on 9 dice?
Flashy.
It's just 1d6.
Yes, sir.
6.
1d6 plus
2.
your stress.
So I've got 8 as well, so that's what, trembles or whatever.
Tremble. Okay, everyone is trembling a lot. Everyone's
It's cold out here.
However, the
I'm so startled.
the worst thing is that you're shooting at a combat that has 2 of your friends, and when you fail, that is a miss. And you are out of ammo. Do you have any reloads?
No.
All right. So Davis
Man.
throws open the elevator doors.
We hear
And here's-
gunshots.
I come in like the Wild West, like.
And then I started blasting. Click, click, click.
We hear the gunshots, and then we as the elevator's still on deck B, and it's like coming up, and we just hear the gunshots, and then the doors open, and the gunshots just pour out. We're like, what the fuck?
So here's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be a little worse odds than 50-50. So both of you, Android and Captain Miller, give me a high, mid, or low.
I might actually kill one of you guys.
Let's see.
Mid.
So sorry.
I'll go low again.
All right. Android, good choice. You are not hit. Miller, poor choice. Or shot. How many successes did you have on that roll, Davis?
1.
Okay, what's the damage of the gun?
Oh, pulse rifle. I lost it. I'm on the wrong page now. Where'd it go? Damn it! On the page.
You fuckers need to write this shit.
Yeah.
I'm looking for the card. I think I have it. Your pulse rifle is 4 damage.
Is it pulse or heavy pulse?
It's a regular pulse. 4 damage.
M41A pulse rifle.
Sounds right.
What page
It
you on
says
that?
it- I'm on page 120. I see it gives you a
Yeah.
+1 dice when rolling and does 2 damage.
2 damage. I think you're looking
It
at
has-
the heavy pulse, Tyler.
It has armor piercing, full auto, and a grenade launcher. A grenade launcher?
Yeah, you know it.
I don't know what full auto does, but I know it's an action type you have to take, so you didn't do that. Armor piercing, so it halves your armor. So Miller, you're taking 2 damage, and it's halving your armor.
Sorry, Miller.
Miller's broken it. Dead on the ground.
Oh, not necessarily dead. Roll me a d66.
Oh, that's so bad. High as a kite. Davis bursts through the door, shoots her captain.
23.
23, broken hand. Can't
right in
use
the
the
hand.
hand. All right, Miller, it is your right hand, and it is broken for. Well, you can't use it for 5 days. Okay.
Well, Davis, you're taking over those right hand duties, just so
I
you know.
Ooh.
I just blew off your pinky.
Damn. Okay. That was initiative. What? 1, 2.
Spectacular round of combat. that
Initiative
was.
3 is Miller, who's down. Initiative 4 is the creature, who will turn and swipe at Davis. So, Android, it ignores you, and after it's facing Miller. Miller goes down from getting shot in the back, or the back of the hand, I guess. And it's as Miller falls out of frame, it sees Davis framed by the elevator doors, and it goes charging at it, not bothering to attack you. So you do get an attack of opportunity. It's not going to make a mobility test. It didn't go give a fuck. So you can make an attack with +1 dice because it's.
I can?
Yeah, it's leaving combat. It's
Sick.
engaging, so
Kill it.
hit it in the back of the head. It is looking pretty fucked up with the fire and all the other stuff.
Two successes?
2 successes. Okay.
So that's 3 damage?
Jerk Android.
Okay, what is this thing? Oh man, the secret android saves the day.
Stop calling me an android.
Rye, you see your opportunity. You bury the fire axe into the back of this thing's elongated, bulbous head, and it screeches and plunks to the ground. It continues to smolder, and let's see. Yeah, it continues to do more fire damage and burns it to a husk. But it is dead, as you saw your life flash before your eyes, Davis. However,
Davis still saved the day. I just want to point that out.
two of your teammates not in great shape right now.
Okay. Medical aid. I have some training in that.
Okay.
There is a medical kit on my person.
Oh.
What's the bonus from that, Miller?
I believe it's 3 days. I will double check.
Okay. Gear starts on page 117. Davis, what do you do?
Well, all right.
I guess let's do the we'll go left to right, or not left to right here, but Rye, you said you're gonna act first. Who are you trying to fix up first?
So I will grab the medical kit off of Miller's character, and I will attempt to heal Wilson first.
Oh.
Okay.
Go ahead.
But Wilson looks far more messed up, you know.
Oh, my poor thigh!
It's plus 2.
I might not be able to walk for 2d6 days.
What's the bonus on it?
2 days.
Oh, nothing.
Ew. Okay.
It doesn't heal anything? Or it doesn't work? Sorry.
Well, keep in mind if after a turn goes by, so if he doesn't heal you in that time, you'll automatically regain 1 health.
Oh.
Because you're no longer in combat. So
Yeah.
if she doesn't get you up right now, you'll still get up eventually.
Gotcha.
You can attempt a check on Miller now if you'd like.
Okay.
And then Davis, what are you gonna do?
You don't get the 2 dice again. The med kits are 1 use only.
Really?
And Davis, how about you? What do you want to do?
Davis, what can Davis do at this?
Do you have medical? No, you do not.
I got some painkillers.
Bill's here!
I'm gonna administer a painkiller to Cap's a Cap. So sorry. I'm so sorry.
Blow off your favorite pinky.
Take one of these. You're gonna feel a lot better.
You dumb junkie whore! Get me to a med pod.
Here, take one of these pills. You're gonna feel a lot better.
Hey, at least she's sharing her pills. I mean, that's a step in the right direction.
That's a big step for her. I think
She probably takes it out of her own mouth to give it.
think-
You know what? I'm not gonna take this one. You take it.
I think you should appreciate the sacrifice that she's making right now by passing along.
On the plus side, she doesn't have any more bullets to shoot you in the back with either. So.
My god.
Oh man.
Falling apart. It wasn't even like
You
just
didn't need
one.
that.
It was all good until Act 2, and then it just...
Well, Rye, how many of those things are out there?
I only saw the one.
All right, cool. Go out,
Outside
get
the
out there
ship.
and finish the job.
Oh, she picked up a stress for.
Fuck you.
All right, hold up. So, Rye, you want to make a medical test on Miller?
Didn't do it.
It's in the chat. So
Oh, you
apparently the med kit's only one time use. You said, Will.
Yeah,
Yes.
1 use only.
So that 76 doesn't count. So it's the 5d6 and no successes.
Okay.
Get out there and finish the job. And take that fire axe with you this time.
I'm pretty sure the ship could fly 3 engines. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I do want someone to take me to a med pod ASAP. And
Yeah,
I think Wilson looks like
we
he could use it
both-
too.
I think we both need it.
I'll pick up Wilson if Davis, you want to grab Miller.
I got it.
We'll bring them both down to the med bay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, hang on. Really quickly, I'm gonna check the abomination for a name tag. We should start taking a roster of the defeated here, so we can start counting how many of these might be left.
Impossible to tell because it's still on fire.
I'll piss on it.
You're unconscious. You can do no such thing.
I'm not
I'm gonna call that
unconscious.
one a pouncy boy.
You're still down because
I'm just weak.
you're
Yeah.
the time has not passed. You're still down. So
It's a
they're
broken
carrying-
hand, not death.
But when she's at 0 health.
Okay.
So the two of you bring them down to the med bay. I'm taking it, the med lab.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. The other 3 are asking like what's going on and for an update, as they are still, working in the scrubber shaft.
We got scratch one more bogey.
Well, that's good, right?
I'll report that 3 of the engines are online and operational.
3's enough. 3's enough for me to fly this thing.
Okay. So you get them back to the med bay, and eventually they are brought back to consciousness and no longer broken. So you guys are considered to be at 1 health. If you'd like,
Ooh, that's half my health.
someone can attempt a medical skill to try to give you more health at this point.
Yeah, how about
Can I-
Flynn?
Yeah, let's get Flynn out here.
Okay, Flynn. What stat is medical aid? Is it empathy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guy is a boss.
I also
He is
have
the medic,
really
right?
good medic. Well, I have okay because I have good empathy for reference.
He's probably got medical supplies in here as well.
I have 6 dice, so can I assist him on Wilson?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I assist myself?
No, but up to 3 people can assist.
Ooh.
Does anyone else has medic?
I'm trained. I'll assist.
Okay. All right, so Wilson, you are back to your full health.
Oh yeah. Gather
then
around the
we'll
good
just-
stuff, boys.
Same thing to Miller. You gain an additional 2 health.
Thank you guys.
So-
Ooh boy,
I
you
got
really
3.
dragged my ass out of the fire. That one,
Literally.
literally.
So
Yeah,
you
like,
you
just sewing my pinky back on, just like shaking my head like this. Nobody gets paid enough for this fucking job.
Each other. Davis will not miss the opportunity to be in that med lab and look around for something.
Okay. So hold up, let me just see where we're at with everything. Okay, so Davis, you're gonna loot the med lab. Miller, what are you doing?
Just gonna get everybody back to the scrubber shaft now that we're all back together and get these things cleaned up.
No.
Okay.
Davis just realized that her spacesuit died with that fucking guy.
Oh yeah. Rye, what are you doing?
I guess I'm going back to the scrubbers as well.
And Wilson?
I'm gonna use the restroom and then I'm going to go back to the scrubbers and help out because that's what I was last doing.
Okay. So, I will go with Davis first. Davis, in the med lab, give me an observation roll, please. Oh, actually, also, at this point, you guys will have time to decrease your stress by 2.
Okay.
Enough time has passed.
Because I picked up 1 for panicking there, right? So I'm back down to 1.
Every time you panic, your stress goes up by 1.
So I went up to 3. Now I'm back down to 1.
Sounds correct. If anyone still has their signature item, they can use it as well.
Davis has 1 success.
You don't have to roll. It's just automatic.
Oh,
I'm sorry, on your observation. My
Yeah,
bad.
the observation.
Okay, so you find in the med lab there are 4 personal med kits, which are the one-shot ones.
Oh yeah.
You find obviously a lot of different surgical instruments. These ones have not been used yet, so they are still in pristine condition. And you find... Oh wow, you find quite the stash, Davis. Here
Nice.
You have found 6 doses of what are called never sleep pills.
Oh yeah.
You have found
Sorry, she found 5 doses of
6.
Never.
6.
Sorry, 5 doses of Never Sleep. She found.
6. Can you hear me? 6?
No, oh yeah. So she found 5 doses of
Oh yeah. Okay. You probably want to look those up and see what they do. But there's more.
Okay.
You find 4 doses of what's called hydration
Oh yeah.
with the number 8 instead of an A. And you find 4 doses of naprolev. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And I believe drugs are in the gear section, so check page 117. That's where it starts.
She's a
Hey,
happy-
Chris, real quick, I lied. I'm going to spend at least an hour, and if nothing happens, another hour just to combat my stress.
It's only 10 minutes at a time, I think.
Yeah, it's turns, not shifts.
Oh,
So, if you missed it, I said with the time that's gone by between what just happened and getting everybody fixed up, you'll reduce your stress by 2.
okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And then,
I'm-
there'll be more time after that, but...
I'm going to need a little more time than that, Chris.
So she is going to distribute the med kits so that Miller and Rye and Wilson each have a med kit, so we each have 1.
Okay.
Thank you.
Never slip pills. This is page 137. This stuff. Each dose increases your stress level, but removes the need for sleep for 1 day. How we doing sleep wise? We feeling all right?
Yeah, you've only been on board for a couple hours at this point, so...
Naproleve, inject instant pain reliever for all strain, stresses, and irritations. Recommended for use during any self-inflicted cesarean performed to an What? Any self-inflicted cesarean?
That's how they get the chest bursters out.
Yeah.
To extract an unconventional fetus from your womb. Yeah. Immediately reduce the patient's stress level to 0. Overdose on naproleve can have intoxicating effect. Each dose beyond the first of the same shift gives -1 modification to all agility-based skills. So, I misspoke earlier. She did find 6 doses of the Never Sleep, and she administers those as well, keeping 2 for herself. 3 for herself and giving away the other 3.
Okay.
And then she'll pop one of those naproleve and not share. So her
Okay.
stress is down to 0.
What page are these on again?
137.
You're taking the nap relief?
I take 1, yeah. Pop one of those to get my stress to 0. Who's is anybody else looking pretty tweaked out?
I am still pretty tweaked out. I would take 1.
Yeah, she's got some other doses, so she's gonna share 1 with Wilson.
Wilson,
Well,
you'll, first
Okay,
one.
so
Thank you kindly.
Your stress hits 0, but you're at -1 on all agility rolls until a shift, which is the long one.
That's past the first. So if we take 2, each
Oh, I
dose
see,
beyond the
I
first.
see.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. That's pretty legit.
There's some good drugs you got in that.
So we have 2 characters at stress 0.
Thank you.
Miller, what are you at now?
Whew! I feel fit as a fiddle.
Miller is at 2, but Miller is gonna go to the bridge. And
I you know what?
um,
I'm feeling bad. I can share 1 with Miller. I'm down.
no,
to 1.
Miller, get that junky shit away from me. Miller's going to head to the bridge and ask either Rye, Davis, or Wilson to come with, because Miller just needs to sit in the captain's chair for a little bit and take a second.
take a little TO in the captain's chair.
Okay, so Miller, you're going up to the bridge, and I'm sorry, who are you taking with?
Davis is going for sure. Davis is feeling kind of bad about the shooting on party.
Okay.
Yeah. That's fine. I'll stay here in the medical.
Let's see. Okay, so Miller and Davis, you go up to the bridge. Wilson, you're staying in the med lab. And Rye, you're going back to the scrubbers.
These scrubbers won't scrub themselves.
Okay.
If my
Alright.
stress is down, I guess I'll go. There was still a lot of work left with the scrubbers.
Well, if you take the naproline, your stress is 0. So
Yeah, well then I can go help finish the scrubbing because we got to get that done.
okay. So you guys are doing the scrubbing. What are Miller and Davis doing up at the bridge while they are finishing the cleaning?
Well, David's going to apologize first again. So sorry, Cap. So sorry. And then she's going to get in the pilot seat and start to check out those engines.
Yeah, Miller wants to start doing like pre-flight checks on all the ship systems.
Roger that, Captain.
Like, we have engines up. Let's just get this thing moving,
Okay. You had attempted to, but no one had successfully repaired the pilot station yet. Because they had spent their time getting the sensory station back online.
Alright, I'll just radio, ride to the bridge. Ride to the bridge, please.
Jeez, what now? I'm already cleaning the scrubbers and I fixed the engines.
You fixed 3 of the engines.
Well, not enough of the engines.
And lost my spacesuit in the process.
Hey, that was not my fault.
As
Okay.
it was attached to that person.
And I will need... Okay, so you go up there, and are you going to ask her to try to fix the pilot station?
I'd rather
yeah.
be in the bridge, I suppose, than in the air shaft, so fine. I will begrudgingly make my way up to the bridge.
Okay. So what you did realize when you were up here, because you'd taken a look at it before, is you can either do heavy machinery or comtech. If you do comtech, it's +2 because you can use some of the parts from Pilot Station 1, which is where the axe was, and use some of those parts to fix Pilot Station 2.
I will attempt a comtech then.
And I'll help. I can assist. I have
I thought you went back to the scrubbers.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was the same spot. Never mind. I am at the
Okay.
scrubbers.
Miller, you can assist, though, and give her a bonus dice. Bonus die.
Yeah, I'll assist.
Alright.
Go ahead, Rye.
Ooh, 4 successes.
Crushing it. There you
Okay.
go. Okay. It still will take a while, but you can use your extra successes to really reduce the time on this. So rather than it lasting several hours, it can only be like an hour or so
I am in the zone and I'm fixing this thing.
in the auto zone.
That's
Right.
right.
Okay, so here's what happens. Over the course of the next hour or so, as you continue to clean the scrubbers and get the pilot station online, eventually the pilot station is back up and running and working correctly. You only need one of the 2 stations to fly the ship, so even though the other one's been like physically trashed, this one works just fine. You have 3 of the 4 engines going, and eventually, after all this cleaning, the scrubbers are good to go. And however, the only other thing we have to do is we have to roll for the rest of our air supply until the scrubbers are back online. So what I will need is anyone who still has air is going to need to roll.
Well, that's the question. How's Davis doing with Al? They're not sure, as they say.
So it hasn't really started to affect you too much. It hasn't been too long, but by the time the scrubbers are back online, you start to get a little, lightheaded from it. But it's not as bad as for the Cronus crew.
Okay.
There's no negative in-game effects, though.
Okay.
Miller's good on air.
Seeing
hold
as
on.
how
Anyone who has air, I need you to make. Hold on, I have to see how many times you have to do this. It's going to be a total of 6 checks.
Holy cow!
Wow.
Well, it takes you guys another hour to get the scrubbers finished and cleaned.
All right, here we go.
I will say, considering that my air was getting kind of low as it was already, I will just breathe the low oxygen air for the rest of the shift and
Alright.
save the air tank.
Cam's does run out, but his runs out towards the end, so he's not exposed to the carbon monoxide for very long.
Miller's down to 1.
All right.
Last two. I'm on my last one. I am on my last one.
Okay. So you guys each have one left, and then the air comes back online. So, do you continue to stay in your suits?
Yeah. Why the?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and find. I'm assuming there's someplace on the ship that. Would there be someplace on the ship where they could refill their air tanks for their suits?
Now that everything's back online.
That's a really good question that I don't readily know the answer to.
Like, I don't think they'd leave Earth with like, all right, we can take 6 spacewalks, and after that we're fucked.
Yeah, I would assume that there is a way to do that.
But it has, yeah.
But I mean, if other than that, I'm just going to set a course for where we were headed. Like I agreed with Clayton and Wilson, just get this thing in orbit outside of a company outpost.
Okay.
Drop it off. GTFO. I'm with you, Cap, 100%. Let's do this. Let's go. I'm feeling good.
Okay, after the scrubbers are cleaned, what does everybody do? Does everybody reassemble on the bridge?
I think that's a good spot.
Ooh,
Is there anything else we?
in the downtime, sorry, just real quick, while everybody's like on their way hither and thither, Dave's going to do a quick sweep for any more ammunition for that pulse rifle.
Okay.
I guess on the bridge, just in case.
That one sound in the soundtrack drives me nuts because they're just reviewing like really old hard drives.
Which sound?
The hard drive running in the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck? I haven't heard a hard drive like that in 20 years.
Yeah. This spinning when it spools up.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so Davis, you do not find any more ammo back in the armory or anywhere on the bridge.
All right.
This thing.
She's going to hand it off to Rye then. Here, take care of this for me, would you?
What are you giving to me?
The pulse rifle.
Isn't it empty?
Yeah.
You're giving me an empty gun?
Yeah. Use it to block an attack.
I will use it to pry the door closed behind us on the bridge.
There you go.
But we're gonna start sealing off certain decks. Like A deck, nobody needs to be up there right now, so we can just cut that off to make the air scrubbers a bit more efficient. You know.
Is there a way
you,
for
like,
us
cut
to
off the
locate
science
the
module.
AI on the
All
deck?
right, all right, hold up. We're just gonna go through this person by person. So, everybody's on the bridge. You are setting a course to Sutter's World as originally agreed upon. So, Davis, after or while this is being done, what do you do?
This is before or after I've given an empty gun to Ryan.
After.
I'm in the pilot seat, getting getting all spooled up.
Miller.
I'm gonna start cutting off air support or life support to like the vehicle bay, the science module, cargo bays, all of deck A, just to make our air scrubbers a bit more efficient because they have to cover a smaller area.
So all of deck A and deck D, basically.
Yeah, and the science module because that's just like a big empty part of the ship now. Right?
No, the science module with that door closed, you don't have to worry about that. Like the science module, like think of it like a room.
Just cutting down on the square footage here.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the module. Okay.
And then I'm gonna make sure we're on course for Sutter's World to be in orbit of it.
Okay. Wilson.
I'd like to just double check with Flynn and everything that we have. The assets are contained. What we had in the science deck, or at least stowed away. And if I get a second action past that, I was wondering if there is something we can do on the bridge to see if we can locate the AI.
No, you guys have tried that already, and you've been unable to locate her because you believe she's either damaged or deactivated, so the ship has no way of finding her. Rye, what are you doing?
I will man the sensor station and look for a response to the SOS message I sent out previously.
There is no response, but actually give me a ComTech roll. do plus 2 because you have the sensors working now.
Okay. Two successes.
Okay. So, you do not see any responses of any sort to the distress call. You do not pick up any other ships or anything else out in the void. But once again, that weird sensor blip you detect for a brief moment, and once again, it is gone.
Am I able to get any sort of ideas where the location of the blip is, or just that there is a blip?
No, it's so brief. By the time you try to check and pinpoint where it's at, there's nothing there. Some weird ghost reading or some weird glitch.
Ooh.
Well, I know it's not a glitch at this point. Like, I am 100% convinced that it's not a glitch. Is there any way I can try to ping it or send a message out to it or anything like that?
No, you cannot.
I saw that.
So
thing.
this is the third time we've seen that glitch now, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Twice on the Cronus, and you had one on the Montero back when you left.
I'm gonna have a little sidebar with Davis and Rye. Be like, hey, if that thing is, press gangers or pirates, or any kind of marauders, this thing has no defense, less than the Montero.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I saw it straight away. Way back. I mean, first thing. There's
there are
something out there.
still 3 barrels of helium-3 on the Daisy sitting in the cargo bay. We could try and rig that up to be, a kamikaze vessel on remote.
Send them a little message.
If whoever that is that's stalking us decides to get a bit too close. And I mean, 3 barrels of helium-3 is nothing compared to all of these live specimens we are carrying in this fucking menagerie of a ship.
What's menagerie?
Davis, it's when one man finds 2 women.
You want to turn good old girl Daisy into a bomb?
I mean, this thing doesn't have any cannons on it. I think it's our best bet. Because I don't think this ship is going to survive a boarding action. And if we spook those assholes away, we're doing them a favor if you think about it.
This ship has been missing for over 70 years. You really think there's some marauders just happen to be in the area?
They clearly are. We've all seen the blips, and that's more. 1 blip, okay, that's a coincidence. 2, oh man, maybe our systems are acting up. 3 blips after we've repaired everything, somebody's out there watching us.
I think the company knows more if they're not telling us, and that's where that blip has come from.
Yeah,
I don't think
which
we're
is
right.
why only 3 of us are having this conversation right now.
Doody-doo-doo-doo.
I'm all
What
for
are you
the
guys
company making
talking
it.
about?
Oh, recipes.
Oh, I love recipes. I love cooking.
Not these ones.
I love jambalaya.
Yeah.
You know what I like to do? Mess with my jambalaya.
It's Cajun.
But,
I was wondering if you were Cajun.
Well,
You're Cajun.
it's a defensive measure that we would at least have.
I'm for it, Cap.
I can rig it up, but please only use it as a last case scenario. Desperate emergencies only.
Why don't you take it upon yourself to initiate contact with these guys?
Everything on this fucking ship is a desperate emergency, if you haven't noticed.
Just asking, how much time do you think you two would need to get it going? Because it could be something that we just do as a last resort.
It'd probably take maybe half hour to an hour would be my guess.
One of us should make a roll to see if we know what could cause it to come on it and off like that. Or did we do that already sessions ago and I don't tend to do that?
Is stealth technology a thing that exists in the alien universe?
I don't think so. I mean, we would have heard about it. I think it's just somebody staying at max distance and running some kind of jammer.
Well, it's as soon as we go to the sensors and scan out, they suddenly shut down whatever it is they're doing. So they're waiting for us to do something. They turn off, and as soon as we go away, they turn back on. They're probably watching us.
All right,
They're
well, I'm
hacking
going
our
to,
Netflix.
I'm going to say that I'm gonna still put some air in the vehicle bay, and the two of you can maybe find the time to slip away and get that done. It would at least give us some kind of weapon to bring to this if whoever those people are out there do decide to rob us of our cargo.
Yeah, I feel like we've been walking around with a knife in a gunfight all fucking day, so let's put something up our sleeve. Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
Well, we better make sure we're ready before we go back out into the body of this ship in case one of those things show up again.
Yeah, take Wilson's incinerator unit. He's doing fuck all with it.
Excuse me.
You didn't hear that, Wilson?
I did fucking plenty with that. I lit not only the alien on fire, but myself. And I did... I'm the only one that actually hit the goddamn thing, aren't I? With a weapon.
With a ranged weapon, yes.
Raise your hand if you hit the alien with a ranged weapon.
Go ahead, raise your right hand if you...
I raise my four-fingered hand.
All right, so
for the team, Cap.
I will note, Captain, as I'm sure you remember, I'm not exactly trained to use these kind of weapons, but if you want to trust it to me, so be it.
I'll take it.
That's actually a good question. All right, I'm gonna give an order. Everybody on the bridge hears. I'm like, all right, Rye, Davis, take that incinerator unit, and any of those mushroom things you find, incinerate them, and then I'll just give you a wink, and also pay close attention to the vehicle bay.
Got it.
Mushroom things.
the
Those things, the spores,
Lab.
the black ooze stuff that they're making.
Spores.
Okay, well, before you guys all go about doing your business, as you're up here discussing things and you have your little sidebar and you're plotting your course and watching the sensory array, eventually you're sitting there at the pilot station, and Davis and Flynn comes up to where you're at and starts to make a little small talk, but eventually he's like, we really ought to get you inoculated now that you're not in a suit.
What?
He's like, well, just as a precaution. I mean, you don't want to end up like Cooper, so yeah, we should
Fucking right, I don't want to end up like Cooper.
probably get you inoculated just to be safe.
What does that mean? Inoculated.
He means you give an injection.
He nods. He's like, yeah, well, since you don't have your suit, I mean, better safe than sorry. In case you were exposed to any of those spores. And at this point, you guys all has kind of heard the conversation kind of gather around. You're like, what are you talking about? And Flynn says, well, you see, when we first discovered this ooze and these spores, we learned what we could do, or what they could do. The rest of the science team, we kind of put our heads together and we came up with a cure that stops it from happening. And that's what the inoculation is, to make
This is
sure.
Flynn saying this, right?
Yeah, because he's like, otherwise, if you get exposed to the spores, then, well, what happened to Cooper is what's going to happen to you.
Fuck that. Fuck that noise. It's
And-
a shot. It's a shot, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do one of those. I can take one of those.
And everybody, if they'd like, can make a manipulation check. And at this point, if you're not at zero stress, you can be.
Well, why-
Time has passed.
Well, yeah, that'd be why didn't you tell us about these before? So
Well-
that is my question as I ask and I make my manipulation roll.
Okay, I'll let him answer, and then everybody tell me your results. Well, he says, well, there's been a lot going on, and I mean, you guys were being pretty safe staying in your suits when you could. We've kind of had a couple other priorities.
I get 2 successes.
Okay. Anybody else?
Am I taking one too, or am I?
Yeah, if you'd like.
I wasn't sure if you said everybody else take one.
Everybody.
Manipulation. Nothing.
Miller? Rye?
I
Nothing.
had 0.
I'm sorry, Miller?
Nothing.
Damn, you guys are all just gonna let this happen to me, huh?
Wilson?
Yeah.
You feel like Flynn is actually hold on. Manipulation is empathy or wits?
Empathy.
It's empathy.
Straight down.
How many successes? You 2?
I got 2.
Okay. Yeah, so he answers your question, and that, I mean, be that what it may. I mean, that's what he says. Nothing really seems off when he says that.
Well, I suppose that still seems a little strange to me, though.
He's like, what do you mean?
So you guys all have taken this? How were you able to develop it? Just out here, you said all your equipment was lost.
Well, before we abandon the planet, we had some time, and I mean, some of us were kind of working on it right away. And once we realized how bad things were getting, we kind of put a lot of our efforts into that. And everybody that was still left on the ship, we, well, I guess not just everybody that was on the ship, but before we left, we managed to inoculate a bunch of the crew.
Can I ask is Davis smart enough to ask why Cooper didn't have the shot?
Sure, yeah. So you ask that, and all of you can tell that Flynn seems a little nervous and goes, I've been wondering that myself, because, I mean, he took the shot too.
So, does this shit work or not?
Well, he's like, I mean, no one else had one of those things pop out of him. I mean, maybe it's not 100% effective, but I mean, given the amount of time we had to develop it, I'm sure we could improve upon it. Well, I mean, like, I'm fine. Clayton's fine. John's was fine.
Until he got fucking small. Oh, damn.
He's in a better place, not on this ship.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
I don't know. I feel like anything being in proximity as it was in the lab here might have been contaminated. We don't know how it may have mutated itself over time as well. I don't know if that's a surefire method. You feel healthy so far and you haven't been in any other, proximity to them spores, Davis.
Davis, give me either manipulation or survival, and you can have a +2 bonus to this.
Manipulation or survival? I'm gonna go with manipulation. That's free roll. Well, but I already rolled that. I rolled that once.
That's okay. It's for something else.
Okay. 46. Got one. Success.
So, you kind of think, you're like, well, wait. You said this is supposed to work, and Cooper turned into one of those things, or had the thing pop out of him. So then you kind of think of another question, and you're like, well, wait a minute. You ask Flynn. You say, did Cooper ever? Did you see him take his inoculation?
Mm-hmm.
And Flynn's like, well, I mean, I didn't personally see him take it. I mean, I was dealing with a lot of patients, and there's a lot going on. So, I mean, I gave him one. Like, he had one.
Yeah. And you've taken one?
Yeah.
You gonna take another one with me here today?
Seeing as I don't know what the side effects are for doing multiple doses, probably not.
Well, you took yours like 75 years ago, right?
Yeah, but we've been in cryo. He's like when you're in cryo, you're kind of like in like a suspension.
Yeah.
And he's like, maybe, I mean, that's clearly why the fucking creature didn't come out of Cooper until he got out of cryo sleep. I mean, that thing was in him for 75 years.
Was it?
Well, unless he somehow got infected from the moment we got up until the moment that thing came out, but we've never encountered any of them hatch that quickly. I mean, we had one guy in the crew that it took, almost a day. It varies, but I've never seen anything within like, an hour or two.
All right, I'll take the hit of whatever you got there.
Okay, he says, well, he has you come down to the, that's either the med lab or the sci lab to go get.
I like that med lab.
I
can go back to the med lab anytime.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and grab Davis's arm and pull him back before he does it, and just kind of say like, "I'll be careful, son. I just get the sense he's hiding something from us. I'm not one of them don't give your kids vaccines people, but it just something ain't adding up."
Well, I mean, I'm literally the only one without a suit right now, right?
Other than Clayton and
that fucking guy.
Cam's air ran out, so he is. He has refilled though, so. Yeah.
Just breathing the air is fucking me up. What is going on? I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Why don't we investigate with some of the other crew members first before we make a decision?
Yeah, all right. That's cool. Cool with that.
Did you discuss it with anybody else then?
I'll ask Lori. I'm sorry, Clayton's her. I'll ask Clayton about the. I'll try and find her when she's, off by herself, and ask her about the inoculations.
Okay. She would probably go down to her quarters at some point in the corporate suite. So you can find her there after you guys have kind of all done this. So you go down there to find her. Davis, are you going with him? Are you staying up at the pilot's chair?
I'm gonna say let me speak to her by myself. We have kind of a working relationship. She might open up to me a little bit more if I'm there by myself.
That's cool, dude. I got shit to do in the piloting chair. Like, you just let me know, man, because I don't want to be getting some of that bullshit. Just fucking breathing this bullshit air. So
I hear you, son. Let me see what I can find out.
Okay.
So I'll do that. I'll try and just inauspiciously, be trying to find her. I don't want to make it look like I'm stalking her, but okay. I'll bump into her and say, hey, we were talking to
Well, hold on. So you guys are going to do that. Miller and Rye, what are you guys doing?
I was given an order to take the flamethrower and go down and get rid of bugs.
Okay, so you're going to go clear out the Psi Lab clear out the spores
No, I'm actually going to the vehicle bay.
from the vehicle bay. Okay, and Miller?
While I given Davis the order to go with Rye, do I hear Flynn spinning all this shit?
Yeah, you're all there on the bridge. You all hear this.
All right. Well, I'm gonna just say, like, all right. Right now, getting this air clean is our #1 priority. I appreciate the shots, but I need Davis working, and you know how some of these things work. You give the person a shot, and they're fucking useless for 3 days, like full sweats, can't get out of bed. So, thanks, but no thanks for now. And you never know. Maybe if Davis, if you feel like something's about to fucking burst out of your chest, by all means, let us know and we'll give you the shot.
When you feel it poking through your ribs,
You just keep it handy, Cap. You just keep it handy for me.
yeah, they're just like the things you get for bee stings. EpiPens.
I don't trust Flynn. Because, like, why would he? I don't know. That seems fucking sketchy to me.
Well, I mean, out of the game, we don't really have a reason not to trust him. He patched us up, but
But why wasn't it the first thing he said? As soon as, like, we got him up, he was like, oh, by the way,
yes,
we have a shot to make it so that you don't die from these spores. Why is it that, like,
yes,
6 hours later, when we've risked life from limb, like, 3 times, he's like, oh, by the way, I have this thing. It's a shot. Get the fuck out of here.
yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
yeah.
But you guys are all up in your vacuum suits.
Yeah. I agree.
Oh, David, these are drugs.
So, Rye, are you going down to the thing by yourself?
No, Davis was ordered to go with.
Oh yeah, Davis is supposed to go down too. Yeah,
Yeah.
She can do that.
Okay.
I'll catch back up with you about
All
the
right,
thing.
and Miller, what are you doing? You staying on the bridge with Flynn?
Yeah, Miller is staying on the bridge.
Okay. All right, so Wilson, you go to. What do you want Cam to do?
Cam should go with Ryan Davis.
Okay. All right, Wilson, you get down to the corporate suite, and you find Clayton there, and looks like she's going through the wreckage of what was once a very nice room. And you enter. You knock or whatever. She opens the door, lets you in.
Oh, I hope I'm not intruding.
She's like, no, I'm just trying to get a few things put together here.
I see. Well, hopefully you'll be able to build an even nicer one with what we get from this little hall here.
Mm-hmm.
Say, I got a question for you about these here inoculations that you guys may have had.
Okay. And she's
I-
continuing to like pack stuff up and like go through the rubble to find like obviously personal belongings. So yeah, but so she's doing this while you're talking.
Okay, Flynn approached Davis about getting one, and I just didn't know how foolproof they might be, and just seemed odd that he would mention it now after we've been here for already hours, and didn't know if you had been inoculated or knew anything about them. Or
She says, yeah, everybody was inoculated once they had put it together. They explained that it was basically a cure if we'd been exposed to the spores. Now she didn't really hear. She didn't hear the conversation up on the bridge. She was gone at that point, so she didn't hear what you guys had just discussed. But she says, she kind of looks at you for a minute, like she's thinking, and then looks like she kind of levels with you, and she goes, but something that has been bothering me is that, Cooper took the inoculation as well, but clearly it didn't work for him.
So that's partly my worry about Davis and any of my crew taking him. So thank you. I appreciate your insight.
She says, well, I mean, I took it, and Flynn took it, and I know Johns and Reed took it, so I mean, she's like, look, I'm no scientist, I'm no doctor. Who knows? I mean, sometimes cures don't work right away, or they're only effective in certain people. Maybe he was resistant to it or something, or maybe he didn't get the right dose. Who knows? And she, then she just kind of flatly listened to you. She's like, maybe the same thing's going to happen to us. It's just taking longer. I don't know.
Can I use my manipulation in the same way just to gauge her, to see if I feel like she's holding something from me?
Sure. And you can have a +2 bonus to this.
Okay. How? All right.
She's trying to kill me.
All right. Here we go. I get 2 successes.
Yeah, she does not seem like she is lying to you at all, and it looks like she's being very honest and blunt with you.
Okay. Well, I'll tell her thank you, I appreciate it, and I'll say I'm gonna get back to the bridge.
She says, "Hold on, just 1 second." And obviously there's no one else in the room, but she almost kind of looks around to make sure like no one else is listening.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "Look, if company to company personnel, right? We gotta look out for each other." And she's like, "It's not that I don't trust your crew. You guys have done everything for us so far, but if things go south," she says, "I've got a plan B."
Oh, do you?
She nods, and she points to, if you look on the map, there is a room attached to the corporate suite that says EEV, and she points to the door, and she explains that it is a door to basically a separate escape module off the ship, which up to this point has not been launched. So there is a separate, basically it's a walk-in closet, but it also, like, not hidden, but because it is set up like a closet right now, you probably wouldn't notice it unless you really, really looked at it. It acts as an escape module, kind of like in Prometheus. They had the corporate suite that Charlize Theron's character had that could like detach from the ship. So it's not quite as huge, but it is spacious enough, and I believe it can fit. It has 3 cryopods inside, so it can fit up to 3 people, and she kind of explains that. And she, she gives you the code to the door, or she, points it out or whatever, logs it into your system or your little, mobile device, whatever it is. She says, she's like, yeah, I'd prefer if you keep it on the DL. Obviously, we all can't fit in this thing, but, if it comes down to it, she's like, I feel like I can trust you.
Well, you sure can. Well, thank you for that. How would you be getting any of the assets aboard?
She says she's like, there's storage and stuff in here. I mean, we could take the urns or any other samples that we have. I mean, anything that we bring back is gonna be great. So
what's safest to carry?
She says, well, the sealed urn. I mean, even if it's unsealed, as long as you don't disturb those vials and get that goo on you, you should be okay. If you stay in the suit, you should be all right. The samples of those dead creatures that they have in the med lab, we probably want to grab those as well. But she says, the goo, I think, is probably the most important thing here. And
Right.
the most, I mean, who knows what they could do with it or what they could make it. But she says, I think that's the way to go. And she says, even a sample of the cure that Flynn and them put together, the inoculation, even if it's not perfect, there's already some progress made there. So, I mean, just think about it. If we delivered this weapon, this whatever it is, and then we deliver them even a partial cure, I mean, that's potentially, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars of research, like, already done and taken care of.
It's more than we could ever hope for.
She's like,
Well,
yeah.
let's just hope. Let's just hope this course of action works and doesn't have to come to that. But I'll keep an eye out and
She says,
make sure we
if it comes down to it, is there anyone else on your crew that you think we can really trust? That you trust more than the others?
I
I
think
remind you, I healed you.
I
before
think I think Rye's probably the most capable out of all of them, and he's pretty
He was
resilient.
unconscious. He was unconscious. He had no recollection of that.
And I think
He was conscious. He was just unable to fix himself.
they're all pretty stand up. Seen him go toe to toe with one of them things.
She says, all right, well, I mean, I definitely don't think the junkie is the prime choice there. And, well, your captain seems like a bitch, so not really a fan of her either.
Ooh.
Wow.
This bitch is going out the airlock. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find a reason. I don't care.
I suddenly really like this character, I'm not listening to this conversation.
She's like, I wouldn't have thought you would have picked the kid, but all right. It's like, if you say so, I'll keep that in mind.
Well, I will. I'll give her a shake.
Yeah, she'll if
I'll,
you extend your hand, she'll definitely
Yeah.
shake your hand. She's like,
I say thank you. I'm glad we could work together. Hope we get through all this. All right.
she's like, I think we'll make a productive partnership.
And then with that, I'll go and I will find Davis and Miller and let them know what she said about the inoculations.
Okay, so you head back up to the bridge. Meanwhile, Davis, Rye, and Cam, you head down to the cargo bay, and you are specifically looking to see if there's any other creatures to deal with.
No. That's
What do you guys? Well, I'm sorry. I thought that's what Rye said you guys were doing.
Yeah, that's what he said. We're actually building a bomb.
Yeah, we're going to the
that's
cart
right, that's
to
right.
the vehicle bay to rig up Daisy with the remaining fuel tanks as a makeshift bomb in case shit goes down.
Well, let's see. So you guys get down there, and
Now, along the way, if we see a few of those little mushroom things, yeah,
I'll light some
we'll
shit
fry
up.
those as well.
Feeling
Okay.
pretty twinky right now. So light this shit up.
you do not find any more of the fungus spores. And in order to get down there, you have to use the elevators. Other than coming through the actual cargo bay door on the outside of the ship, the elevators or the 4 airlocks down there are the only ways to get down there. And so you use the one elevator that you've been using, and you're able to get down to the cargo/vehicle bay. Now, a big portion of this is now filled with Daisy, which still has the 3 tanks of gas that Miller managed to salvage off the Montero. Also down here are 2 ATVs. They currently are just kind of thrown against, wherever, because they weren't strapped down when they left the original planet. and there is, the door comes down, the outside door, it's like a big garage door, and then there's a ramp, so you can easily take the vehicles in and out if you were landed, if the ship was landed. You guys notice two other things, though. The first thing you notice is that as you guys are looking around this bay, is that the 4 airlocks have all been sabotaged, and they would take extensive repairs to get working again. Yeah. At first, you check and there's a light that's not on or power's not being read, and with enough time, you guys take a look around and you realize that someone has intentionally sabotaged them, and for whatever reason, it would take a lot to fix them.
The airlocks that actually allow the vehicles to leave the ship?
No, if you look on the bottom floor plan of Deck D, there's the 4 airlocks on the 2 on the right and 2 on the left. They're the squares with the half green, half black triangle in them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Airlocks, like if you were on the ground, just think of that like a door from the inside to outside of the ship. This right here is the door that opens to the outside, like the big garage door that has the ramp. So this is the door that you would open when Miller brought Daisy in. This is the door you would open if you were to drive the ATVs out or take Daisy back out into space.
Okay.
Let's see what else. There's also, there's an equipment shed, a vehicle storage parts bay, and a dispatch office. And
Just can't believe I threw my shotgun away and jumped onto Wilson to save him from a chest burster, and he's gonna leave without me.
Yeah, what happened to the shotgun? You threw it away?
It was last session when I gave it to Reed.
Ah.
How do you think I feel about my fucking spacesuit?
so otherwise, those 3 sheds, there's nothing a whole lot down there. There's some basic equipment and tools that you would expect to find down here, and this whole cargo bay, it's dusty from disuse, and a lot of debris in here, which hasn't been touched in a while, other than when you brought Daisy in. And up above, you can see the catwalks from Deck C. And on the left side of the ship on Deck C, you can see the cargo office. And the cargo office is where the control room is. There's a big crane that is operated from up there that can be lowered down to Deck D to help move heavy equipment and things like that. And you guys are searching around for a little bit down here, and eventually, in the equipment shed, Davis, you are the first to go in there, and in the shed, you see a body slumped against the wall.
Davis doesn't have a gun anymore.
And at first you're taken aback after your eyes adjust a little bit because it's a little dark in there. You get some light. It does not look like any of the other bodies that you've seen. This looks like a full, unmauled female.
It's Evie.
Oh yeah.
It's Evie, right? That's the name? Evie.
Ava was the name.
Ava. Oh, cool. This is control.
This is what she looks like.
What does
Thanks.
Davis know anything about synthetic people?
Nothing other than the basics. But yes, you see this individual slumped against the wall, and you do not see any blood. But as you look a little closer, you do see the familiar white liquid of android blood.
She's a fucking... What is Bishop's artificial... she's an artificial person. How do I boot one of these? This is fucking Ava.
Check for
Hey,
model number.
hey, Rye, check
Hyperdeck.
this out. Rye, come check this out. I found the synth. I found the artificial here.
You what?
Found it. I found it.
Hey, I found your girlfriend.
And yeah, sure enough, there you are, and you definitely you see her. And
Which room is
I'm
this?
gonna kind of
the dispatch office. I'm sorry, the equipment shed.
I'm gonna scan her for not scan her, but like kind of pat her down for any
Okay.
first.
So you find there is a wound on the back of her head, like behind her left ear. I'm sorry, behind her right ear, and that's where you see her blood, quote unquote, has leaked out of. And when you move, when you move her and touch her, she doesn't react in any way. She definitely appears to be offline or deactivated or shut down.
Let me take a look at this. I might be able to figure something out here.
Yeah, so the three of you, you're looking, and the you roll her over, and you can see there's a nasty bit of damage to the back of her head, but it definitely looks like it's something that could be fixed.
We have the technology.
But that would take, based on my knowledge of how those stuff works, it'd be a shift of work, isn't that correct? To fix that?
Let me check.
Or due to my perhaps character knowledge of how these things work.
Yeah. Well, let's
What are you
see.
trying to say, man?
Brian's gonna strip her for parts and show up to the bridge with the brain in his chest. Like, yeah, upgraded to C-Cup.
It normally is a shift. It normally is a shift of work. It's a Comtech roll. If you pass, she would regain all of her health points, and all critical injuries would be fixed, and she'd be back up and operational. And because you are a synthetic yourself, it would you'd have bonuses to the roll.
Okay. Well, I'll say that, if you give me... It might take some time, but I might be able to get her back up and running again.
Well, I'm gonna just chime in and say, well, work on her up here. Don't spend 8 hours down there.
How heavy is this? I assume synthetics are super heavy, aren't they?
Heavier than an average person, probably, but not tremendously. I mean,
There's not a lot of metal in them, if that's what you're asking.
I don't really know what they're made of.
I'm sure a synth like you can handle it.
Whoa.
Weird fake organic parts. So, yeah,
Okay.
probably about the same weight as a human, maybe a little more. I don't really know the answer to that. We'll say about the same.
Well, I will pull her out of the equipment shed, and I'll put her in like a cart or something. I can probably find her around here.
Okay. Do the three of you do anything else, or do you just bring her back up?
Well, we still have to do the bomb thing, so I'll just kind of put her in a cart, get her ready. But
Well, what are you doing to turn this thing into a bomb? I mean, it's got these three incredibly sensitive things on it, so I'm not sure what else you're gonna do.
Basically, the idea was just to make it so that it could be the airlock, not the airlock, but like the hangar door could be remotely opened, and Davis could remotely pilot it towards a target.
Yeah.
And
Get
just
it
setting it up,
pointed-
just setting it up
pointed
so we
out
can open the door and fly that thing out from the bridge and like just send it in a direction.
Okay. Give me a Comtech roll to try to do that.
okay.
Me too.
You can assist, so you get 2 bonus
Yeah.
dice from the people assisting you.
I'm assisting.
1 success.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay, I do that.
I do that.
Meanwhile, up on the bridge, Miller, you are sitting there with Flynn for a while everybody else is doing these other things.
See you right back.
You say anything to him?
I would ask Flynn where this inoculation was sourced. Like, is it? Did somebody beat the infection and you use the antibodies from their body, or is it just straight from the pods? Did you have it already on board? And also, how many of the crew got it?
Okay, let me check that and give you the precise answer.
Also, I'm trying to spend as much time up here just like de-stressing. You know, I don't know how much time it takes someone to get back up, but I'm trying to do my best to de-stress here up on the bridge.
How much stress do you have?
2.
Oh, it's all gone at this point.
All right, cool.
Guess I've had plenty of time. Okay, let us see.
Till it all comes roaring back the first time you have to make a roll.
It's when people start screaming. Screaming is the worst. It's like, well, you get a stress, and everybody around you gets stressed, which means they have to roll. Well, they got a stress, which means they had to scream.
And you get a stress.
He says, "Well, it was derived from the strain that we had found on the planet, and that they experimented with. And unfortunately, during the experiments, before we knew what this stuff really was, a couple of crew members got infected by the spores, and those things showed up. And once that happened, Captain ordered us to bail, and we left. We evacuated, ejected the science module, left it behind, and at that point, we had discovered that some of the remaining crew that were still on board the ship had been infected by the spores, and so we made a derivative of the, basically backwards engineered, I guess is the best way to put it. He's like, I didn't have a huge thing to do with the cure. I mean, I'm a doctor, I'm a medic, but this is more of a science type thing. Cooper was the head of that, and they made it and administered it to the rest of the to the crew, and
Did we just leave Cooper's body in the mess hall?
Yes.
I guess to try and prove your theory, Flynn, we can go look on the inoculation sites of his body, the upper arms, the forearm, and if he took it, there'll be a mark, right?
He's like, he agrees. He's like, yeah, actually, I think it's a good idea. Sure, let's go.
All right. I'll ask Clayton and Wilson to come with me.
Well, this is happening while Clayton and Wilson were off doing their own thing.
All right.
So certainly, but yeah, we'll just say like this is what you're doing while these other two groups are doing their stuff. So.
All right. Yeah, I'll just go with Flynn then to the mess hall.
Okay. Yeah, you guys get down there. His bloody body is still there, untouched.
What's my observation? Take an observation to look at his forearms and his upper arms.
Okay. You have a bonus dice from Flynn helping you out.
No successes.
Alright, let's see what Flynn
Come on.
wants. Observation is wits.
Yeah.
So while both of you do not find any signs of an injection site, you check in all the usual places, you do in his pocket find a unused syringe, and when you pull it out of his pocket, Flynn is like shocked and goes, that's it. Oh my god, he didn't take it? What was he thinking? Oh my god.
Why would the
Cooper,
guy
why?
that designed the vaccine not take it?
I don't know. And Flynn looks in sincere shock at this.
Well, Flynn, I'm afraid this just raised more questions than it answered, buddy. I'm sure you understand.
I mean, again, he's still in shock, and he looks a little sad at like, obviously he's like, Cooper, what'd you do, man? Like, but yeah, he kind of nods and he just kind of sits back on his haunches, and kind of puts his hand like on his forehead, like just kind of muttering to himself.
So basically, I'm just gonna check with Flynn just to make sure. So like, these like rapid inoculations, it's like a hole punch mark on their upper arm, right? Like, does he have his?
Yeah, I mean, it's a regular just syringe. I mean, yeah, he shows you. I don't know how much. I mean, based on when he took it and how long it's been, and before he went into cryo, I don't know how much would be visible, but yeah.
Let's go check Clayton.
Okay.
Well, surely he could show you his mark if he took it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll say for sake of argument, like while it's not like fresh, it's there, and you can see it. I mean, you're assuming that's what it is.
Yeah, let's go check Clayton. Make sure your bosses aren't lying to you here.
Okay. So you run into Wilson as you're heading there, and Wilson, you see them heading over to the corporate suite.
Okay. So I have just left from there?
Yeah, so we'll say you run into them in the hallway.
Oh, yeah. Oh, guys, just the guys I was looking for.
How's it going? Doing all right? There, Wilson,
Yeah.
buddy?
Yeah, I wanted to tell you that, that I was speaking with Clayton, that she, corroborated what, Flynn was saying about them taking the inoculations. And that's all I gleaned from the conversation, and I don't feel like she was lying to me.
Well, we just found this on Cooper's body, and I'll show you the syringe, and it's like, looks like the guy that synthesized this whole vaccine didn't take it for himself.
Well, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's why I want to go see if Clayton has taken it and make sure she's feeling all right.
Well, all right.
Okay.
You should come with. You speak company, Jive.
He speak the jive. Jump no want no help.
Well,
Don't get no.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll go.
Okay. You guys go back, and Clayton's still there, messing around with shit in her room.
Just explain the situation really quickly to her about how it appears Cooper did not take it for himself, and I just want to see her arms and see if she took it, because if it is detrimental to your health, I'm assuming the signs of the illness will show up on the arms first, where it was injected.
Okay. So she, at first kind of resists. It's very clear she does not like you, and she gives you, kind of argues with you. Like I don't have to answer to you. I took my shot, and she's like, Flynn delivered it himself, and she kind of looks at him, and Flynn nods. And then it looks like you're about to. So that's what she says, and she kind of like looks at Flynn, and he nods. He's like, I did give it to her myself.
You pushed the plunger yourself?
Yeah.
You saw it enter her body?
Yeah, he nods.
All right,
and then what's her name? Clayton says, unlike your junkie pilot, I'm not familiar with using needles on myself, so I made sure the professionals did it.
Clayton was not in the med bay when Davis shut up. So how dare you speak about my pilot that way, you fucking whore?
She was in there though when she was stumbling on herself trying to
It's
pilot
too
the
late.
ship.
I've already emptied a mag into her chest.
Junkie pilot.
Yeah, so she snaps at you a little bit when she says that, or when after you say that. So
Watch your mouth, Clayton. It's company oversight that got us into this mess, and I'm a crew chief, and so far, I've gotten you as close to normal from fucked than you've been in 75 years, and that's enough out of you, and I'm gonna leave the room.
I'm sorry, you're gonna what?
I'm gonna leave the room,
Cut out.
go back to the bridge,
Oh no.
leave that bitch to pout in her own office. I don't care. Gonna be the first to die. Whatever this thing is
Okay.
finally finds us.
When you say that, to your surprise, Flynn lets out an outburst at you, and he raises his voice, and it's almost to you like he's trying to be part of the conversation, but it's almost like he's saying something that really like doesn't quite fit, and he basically shouts at you in your face like, she said she took the shot, and then like he kind of like shakes his head a little bit, and
Flynn, right now, put both your hands above your head and smile.
He's stroking out.
he does so.
Does he have a little stroke droop on half of his
No,
mouth?
no, he doesn't.
Oh wow, that's surprising because you'd have to be losing your shit to speak to me in that manner. And like, you're coming with me, and I'll take Flynn to the bridge with me.
Okay. Wilson, Clayton just looks at you and kind of shakes her head.
I'm gonna follow him and try and get this sorted out.
Okay, you get back up to the bridge. What do you do?
I'm gonna get the old like I don't know. I'm not sure what they would have in the med kit. Could I like check Flynn's pulse and blood pressure?
You go to check his pulse. Yeah, you can do that.
Oh, I
Cool.
see where you this.
I was gonna give him like a routine checkup and see like, is he baseline right now? What's up? What's up with him?
So yeah, he's like, I'm fine. I don't know what you're worried about. And then like you keep kind of fussing, like, no, let me check your pulse. And then he slaps your hand away again and like shouts in your face again, very unexpectedly, very loud. I said I'm fine.
I'll
This is very
at that.
important now. Did he slap my gimp hand or my healthy hand?
Which one were you checking him with? Probably your healthy hand, because you can't use the gimp hand. So
Just saying, if he slapped my gimp hand, oh man.
Sorry, cat.
So what are you doing, Wilson?
I was gonna say if he starts screaming again, I will follow your lead a little, because so far you've proven if you're doing something and you're very adamant about it, it's usually for a reason. That's good. So I will help restrain him if I get a pulse on him and he's not. I'll try and do it my way. I will try to calm him down. I'm gonna say I'm going to try and use my empathy and be like, now Flynn, just calm down here, all right? He's just trying to. We've all been under a lot of duress here. He just wants to make sure you're okay as well, and feeling well. I who's gonna take care of you if us if you get sick?
okay, go ahead and roll.
All right. I get 2 successes.
So you start to try to talk him down, and you feel like you're getting through to him, and you put your hand on his shoulder to try to calm him down, and he slaps your arm away, and this time when he shouts at you, "Leave me alone," there is a very bizarre, inhuman growl in his voice when he says that.
Oh,
And,
Nelly.
he kind of like not falls, but like you got him propped up on he's kind of sitting on the where the
Oh
holo
boy,
table
he's got
is,
the lower in him.
He jumps down, and growls, kind of grabs his head, and you hear him make some noises that clearly sound like he's in pain, and he kind of twists and distorts a bit, and you see his arms begin to crack and distend and stretch, and they become very almost pliable as you see this happen, and you see that the back of his head begins to extend a little bit, distend, and kind of go into a shape like you've seen the other creatures, and he starts kind of flailing about and lets out this feral screech. And we're gonna draw initiative there.
Damn it! 10 seconds into that, I told you what I was gonna do.
I'm really confused now. All right,
Casey,
here
have you
we
gotten-
go again.
All right, so Miller, you have initiative 1. Wilson, you have initiative 3, and Flynn has initiative 2.
This is going down the corporate suite.
No, they are back at the bridge.
Back at the bridge. Okay.
You guys are on your way back to the bridge.
Yeah,
with
which is
a,
right where we're headed to. Yeah. Shit. It's got that poster.
All right. Just the pistol doesn't have an extra die, right? Did we figure that out last week? Is it an extra die or damage?
I think it's 1 damage, 1 extra die.
I thought it was one or the other because the book and the cards are different.
It's one of each.
All right. I'm just gonna level that pistol against his head and pull the trigger.
Okay. Go ahead and roll.
I'll say, Flynn, I don't know if any of you still in there, but you were a good guy.
You were what?
Cut out.
I'm saying, Flynn, I don't know if any of you still in there, but you're definitely a good guy. I'm gonna pull the trigger, and I miss.
How do you miss?
So good, I'm gonna miss.
So, you take a little too long to talk.
I liked him
and
too much. I
Yeah.
pulled the shot a bit to the left.
It's
You
hard,
seen-
man. Yeah, you don't want to kill another person, but you go to say you were a good guy, and when you say that, he turns so quickly to look at you that when you fire the shot, you're no longer have the gun against his head, and it scrapes against his ear.
Can I push it?
Can you what?
Can I push it? Is this a roll you can push? Can I
Yeah,
roll it again
absolutely.
with the stress? All right, I'll do
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Will, remember we also have those rerolls, those story point rerolls.
Oh yeah, my story part
This-
reroll then.
Well done, Todd. Good.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 hit.
All right. Go ahead and roll me damage, please. Or what was the total damage of the pistol?
1 damage.
You didn't have any stunts, right? It's just 1 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the one.
Okay. So you shoot him, and a chunk of his now extended skull gets blown away. But clearly, he is something more than human at this point. And, you do the damage, but it does not put him down as you would expect.
With my fast action, I'll click on the radio. All hands to the bridge. Flynn's turning.
All right. Well, Flynn is next. He does not have any weapons, but he flails out and knocks your arm away. And you can block if you'd like. You have anything to block with?
No successes on a block.
No successes.
Yeah, no successes on a block.
So he grabs your arm with the gun and smashes it against the holo table, and you take a point of damage from that, and you drop the gun.
Why people keep fucking with my hands?
Everybody's out for your digits.
Wilson.
Can I try and grab the gun?
Yeah, it's on the ground. You can do a
All
fast
right.
action to pick it up.
I'm gonna, use my fast action to try and grab the gun. Was that an agility roll?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to roll anything. You just pick it up. It's
All right, I'm gonna pick it up and then try and fire at Flynn.
Okay.
All right.
Don't miss.
Yeah, no shit.
You guys that aren't on the bridge hear gunshots and the sound of a fight breaking out.
I panic.
How do you panic? We don't have any stress at this point.
I rolled a 1.
No, but you gotta do that on your. Yeah, you're good.
Oh, then I'm sorry. Then I run out of.
No, you
you're
only. That's only.
I
if you
rolled a
roll
1.
On your stress. Yeah, but it's
Okay,
only on
then
your
I-
stress dice.
Okay, never mind. Then I miss.
Would you like to also use your story point, or perhaps push the roll?
I'm gonna push the roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I will add a stress dice to it.
Correct.
Here we go. All right, I have 1 success.
Okay. You do another point of damage,
Dink.
and you shoot him in the back, in the shoulder, and it does not seem to stop him, and he continues to
Son of a bitch.
attack Miller, and this time Miller he grabs you and tries to basically smash your head into the table.
Son
This is
of
gonna
a
be
bitch.
this is gonna be a grapple, so I believe it's opposed.
Well, no
This guy's
success.
taking 3 points of damage already.
Just 2.
Well, it's a stunt for a close combat attack. So just make a close combat attack, and then if he gets extra, he can try to grapple you. So that's what he's going to try to do here. He does not hit. We're fine.
Oh, thank fuck.
Well done.
So I also did not block.
Okay. New round, Miller.
I'm going to try and concuss him a little bit. I'm gonna try and hit him with an elbow to maybe get him on the ground, so it's an easier shot for Wilson.
Okay, so if you perform a close combat roll here, it's probably a stunt that you can do. So go ahead and roll close combat.
I do not hit.
He did not block, so it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, you can knock someone to the ground as a stunt for close combat. He continues to struggle with you, and let's just make sure that I'm doing this right.
Wait a minute. This means that. Oh, well, I might not even live to share this information with the party. All right, never mind.
All right. So yeah, he's gonna.
My
He's gonna
fast action is on my radio. It doesn't work. If you get the shot, if you don't get the shot, it doesn't work.
Okay, make a close combat roll. He's going for you.
Ooh, we got a success.
All right. So he beats you, and he smashes your head into the table. You take another point of damage. Miller, I'm sorry, Wilson.
Damn it! I do take that damage.
I guess I gotta fire into him unless Miller, you don't want me to fire at him. Are they gonna be
If
there?
you don't kill him, I'm
Didn't-
dead. So you
I
might
didn't
as well.
stop you
Might
last
as well.
turn.
Yeah, you're right. All right, I'll fire again. Here I go. Do this extra special. All right. Nada.
You missed.
No, I didn't get any successes and no stress dice. Yeah, miss.
You want to use your story point?
Can I push it again?
If you want, yeah.
Let's push it again.
Gain another stress. But, I mean, that's
Story point.
this is a stressful situation.
Well, I feel like the story point we should use for something more. I don't know.
Well, if you miss your shot, you can shoot your teammate and kill them. So that's up to you.
And if you don't hit this guy, the monster spike will kill him anyway.
I'm gonna push one more time.
Okay.
Here you go. All right, better. 2 successes.
Okay. So this time, you get the gun basically right up against the back of his head, and you pull the trigger, and brain matter goes spraying all across the holo table and
Hell.
across Miller
Yeah.
as his face explodes and Flynn's husk of a body collapses to the ground.
Thanks, Mark.
Both of you are going to gain a point of stress for witnessing him go crazy and start to mutate.
Ooh, I'm back to freaking out.
However, he is dead.
Great.
And eventually, the rest of the crew gets up to the bridge, including Kit Clayton, who shows up after she.
Before they get here, a quick powwow with my bud Wilson here.
Okay.
Say Wilson, as I just
You're welcome.
as I slowly take my pistol back and say, so now that we are aware of this, and I just like motion at Flynn's corpse, what do you want to do about Clayton? You don't need 2 company reps on this job.
Well, we're just not going to go around executing people. We don't know that they're all infected.
All I'm saying, I would like to put her in a cryotube. It's not going to kill her, but I know if I say it, she's not going to do it.
I think we should gather them all up, and we should talk about putting us all in stasis for the remainder of the ship here.
All right, Wilson, you play those company cards.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Ryan, I sent you a message. If you would please read that in Discord.
Yeah. In the Discord.
I guess we gotta get her story straight. He freaked out. I would have talked like he
Well,
freaked out. We tried to take his pulse, and he turned into some.
well, I think it's very plain to see that what happened.
Well, you see, what had happened was.
What had happened was. Well, but I mean, he's physically altered at this point. You can see, his, he turned into whatever alien designation, the long arm boy.
Am I
Whatever
able
they're
to
called.
perform a medical check on myself to patch myself up?
Yes, but I believe there's a negative to it.
All right, I'll take a look at that. It's fine, and I'll roll it.
Well, I have good medical. I can do it. Will.
All right, yeah. I mean, I have 6 dice, but
Oh, well, that's better than mine. Oh no, that's the same as mine. So if you're getting a negative, I would have one more.
all right, yeah. Go ahead.
If you want to. Alright, here I go. Oh, but I have, my stress level is at 3, so it might be higher than yours. Whew, Nelly, your call. I think you got better odds.
All right, I'll make the check then. I'll check up the negative. I'll see what the negative is.
It's -1.
All right, I'll roll it. 2 successes.
Okay. So you would you gain 1 for succeeding and 1 for an extra success.
Back to 4, baby.
Look at that. You're unstoppable. Okay, so eventually the others reach the bridge. With the damaged remains of Ava.
I mean, just point to Flynn and say, yeah, it would appear the inoculation doesn't work, or maybe the inoculation is only temporary, but Flynn here turned into one of those things right in front of our eyes, and he damn near killed us.
And I'm gonna say it's true.
Everyone else That was not Miller, and Wilson gains a point of stress upon hearing this and seeing his clearly mutated and destroyed body.
No one's taken a shot yet, right?
No.
None of us have taken a shot.
It's just Davis.
Clayton looks a bit panicked, and she's like, I took one of those fucking shots.
Tie her down.
Well, I think we've discussed this, and I think the most humane thing to do, Clayton, I'm sure you'd agree in this situation, is that we got to put you back in cryo until we figure this out. It's for your own good and for the good of the crew. And I think we're all in agreement on this.
She says, and how can I trust that you'll take me out of cryo?
I say you have my word that I will.
Put Jonesy in there with her.
I will take my Weyland-Yutani patch, and I will hand it to her, and I will say, I have never, not once, finished a mission without my patch on me.
Give me a manipulation test. That's empathy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, baby, 3 successes.
Boy.
Nice.
Also, my patch is my personal item. It's my stress reliever.
No, she understands the significance of that. At first when you suggest this, she steps back, and then, she asks, what guarantee do I have? And you take the patch and, take a step forward and hand it, reach out to hand it to her, and she kind of regards it for a second. Wilson, you're like, you got my word, and then Miller, you kind of give your piece, and she reaches out her hand, and you're both kind of holding the patch at the same time for like a couple seconds, and then she takes it from you and she looks at it, and she nods.
But real quick, while she's holding it, I rub it a little bit, and I lose the stress. I take a moment with it before I let it go.
Yeah, you're like, okay, now you can have it. All right.
Yeah, just kind of thumb it a little bit.
She thumbs it back. Okay, so she takes it and she agrees, and then she sees that you guys have found the remains of Ava, and there you are.
Oh, I'll say I can fix up Ava. It'll take a little time, but I can get her back online.
Okay, are you going to do that here in the bridge?
Do I have the tools I would need up here in the bridge?
You think you have most of what you would need. I mean, assuming you still got the tools from from downstairs when you were in the cargo hold. So yeah, probably have what you need.
Then I'll get to work on that then.
Okay. Cam will assist you.
What kind of a check is this? Is this Comtech?
I believe it's a Comtech. You'll have to check in the book. And then Rye, Miller, and Wilson. I'm sorry, Miller, Davis, and Wilson. What are you guys gonna do?
Guess we're walking to the cryo tubes.
Well, also there is
Oh, it's heavy machinery.
Okay, give me the roll. Bonus from Cam. I don't know if the cutting torch helps, but if it does, you can use that.
Yeah, I'll take the cutting torch. That's a +2 bonus. 1 success.
Matt, you're awful at rolling buckets of dice.
I am really bad at rolling buckets of dice.
You guys go out to the cryo bay, and you prepare to put Miller in the cryo bay. I will need the 3 of you to give me observation rolls.
Ooh.
The 3 of who?
3 that are escorting
Okay.
Miller sees nothing.
Clayton.
Davis and Wilson.
Do I need a stress on this one? Yeah. Hold on, let me see. You said observation?
Yes.
1 success.
One success.
I failed.
Okay.
I always flinch when somebody says they fail because there's so many degrees of failure in this game.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I didn't hit. Oh
Yeah.
shit! I hit my captain.
How
He blew
many
his finger
successes
off.
do you have?
Just the one for Davis.
Okay, and the other two failed?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. On your way to the cryo bay, you guys are in the...
We're gonna use the elevator, right?
Yeah, when you're in that hallway leading to the cryo bay, the what the fuck are they called? I can't think here. The vent covers. Sorry.
Oh.
The vent covers. You see that there's one on either side of the hall. The one on the north side of the hall bursts open, and you see the creature similar to the one that you fought earlier down in the reactor, the one that was injured. It looks similar, but it does not appear to be the injured one. Bursts out, attacks you guys, and Davis, you and Clayton are not caught unawares by this thing. However, the other two are. Then...
Davis doesn't have anything to fuck. He's unarmed at this point. I can dose it with some pills.
All right. So on the first initiative, it's just going to be you, Clayton, and the creature, and then on the next round, because the other two are surprised, they will jump in. Okay, Davis, your initiative 4. Clayton is 3. The creature is 1 and 2.
Fuck.
It goes for Miller.
But of course.
But of course.
Deadly grab. The neomorph jumps at its victim, grabbing it and dragging it away.
I blow my brains out.
Okay, you can attempt to block. Oh, no, you can't because you're unaware. My bad. So you can just get wrecked instead.
This meat grinder, isn't there an end to this?
There is, however, before the end comes, the end might come for Miller sooner. It hits. It's going to do a total of 2 damage.
Boom. Nope, it's gonna do 2 damage.
You are knocked prone.
Touche.
Drop anything you're holding, you make a panic test, and it drags you towards the vent.
My panic check is a 6.
Okay, you're fine. Unfortunately, that's initiative 1. It still goes at initiative 2. And it drags you into the vents,
You
screaming.
got initiative 1 and 2?
It did. Miller, I will allow you to roll for your armor again if you would like.
Nope.
The last thing you see of Miller is her screaming as, before she even knows it, she is dragged into the vent by this creature.
Shit.
And Miller, your command of your crew has come to an end.
What, that just kills me? Getting dragged into a vent?
Well, it does another 2 damage.
I'm still not dead, just broken.
Okay, give me a D66 roll, please.
66.
Oh no!
Oh no! Impaled
Wow.
heart. Fatal,
Fucking
yes.
hell.
Your heart beats for the last time.
There's those old
Damn
Conway
you,
box
playing
cards
into
for you,
Chris.
folks.
You
Yeah.
had to ask.
Damn you, playing into Chris's insta-kill.
Mm.
So it drags you into the vents. You guys hear a sickening scream of terror and pain, and that is the end of Clayton. I'm
Alright, fuck
sorry,
you guys.
of Miller.
Peace.
He dropped. Oh, no way.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Oh boy. Why didn't we bring any of the guns with us?
They're empty.
I got my pistol.
Even
It's on the
even the
ground.
flame,
Yeah, the pistol's on the ground.
even the flamethrower.
Ah, fuck knows where that is. Who's got the
Flamethrowers, Rye, Davis, and Cam took it to the vehicle bay.
We came back from the vehicle bay.
Did you
We-
go back to Wilson?
I'm just saying we didn't we didn't do as good of a job of declaring like we're taking this with. We have this with.
Yeah.
Like we like
It,
in,
the flamethrower
In
should be
general.
with Davis.
well he can't.
What?
Wilson and
Yeah.
Davis.
Davis
Yeah.
never had the flamethrower.
As fast as this happens, it's not over. The other vent on the opposite side of the wall on the next round bursts open,
Oh, fuck.
and you see the familiar form of the injured creature that you fought down in the reactor core, and you realize that the one that just grabbed Miller has to be the one that birthed from Cooper, and working in tandem, they have attacked you at the same time.
So Chris, are these the blood bursters or they look
Yes.
like the deacon? Are
These are the adult versions of the Bloodbursters.
So are they okay?
The Deacon is a different creature.
Gotcha.
The Deacon is the one at the end of Prometheus with the pointy head. The Bloodbursters are the ones that have the white skin.
Okay. So
That's
are
just
these tall and they have white skin?
They're bigger. The one you guys fought in the reactor was a full-size one, and it appears the one that burst out of Cooper has already grown to full size.
And they're white?
Yes.
Okay. Just for story.
But you can
reference.
tell this is the injured one that you fought. And so, the next round, Davis, you have initiative 1.
Yes.
Wilson has initiative 2. The creature has 3 and 4. Oh, how about that? And then Clayton has 5. Davis.
I'm gonna scoop that pistol up if I can.
Okay.
And I'm gonna start blasting.
All right.
So I gotta roll for blast, I presume. Is my ranged again? Oh. Plus 1d6 for being a little bit stressed out, because I'm a little stressed out. Oh, motherfucker. I panicked.
Did you panic? All right. How many reloads did that gun have, Miller?
So when I died, it had 2 mags. So it's
Got
dumped
one
this one.
left.
It has 1 left.
All right. Go ahead and roll your panic roll.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Brian, don't you have the flamethrower?
Mm-mm. I've never had the flamethrower.
It was given to myself and you as you went down into the vehicle bay, and I said I don't want it because I'm not trained in ranged weapons, so it was given to you.
Oh, was it? I missed this.
Yeah. You
Sorry.
have the flamethrower.
Well, I panicked anyway. I panicked trying to shoot the fucking flamethrower.
All right. What'd you roll in your panic?
3 plus 1 is 4 total.
Okay. Wilson. You're next.
Can I see where the pistol is? Where it landed?
She just picked it up and tried to shoot it.
No, apparently I had a flamethrower.
It's on your. If you use the pistol, that's fine, but the flamethrower is on your character currently.
Okay, I didn't.
Okay. then I'm going to, I think, motion to. Do I see a way that we can? Are we surrounded by both of them now, or is it just the one that's?
It's just the one. The other one's gone and is busy murdering Miller.
Okay, I'm gonna motion to Clayton and say I think shit has hit the fan officially, and we're gonna try and escape.
So are you running towards the elevator?
We're gonna try and get back to the crew quarters and just run.
Okay. Well, you'll have to run past this thing, so I'll need a mobility test, otherwise it'll get a chance to attack you.
Okay. And I'm gonna die doing this. Here I go. 4 here and 2, and then I'm at negative because of the thigh. Pale thigh.
Thigh is you cannot run.
Oh, that's you cannot run. Okay. Right. Here we go. Alright. I get no successes.
I'm sorry, run is a slow action.
Slow action. I don't get. I get 0 successes.
God, we suck at rolling dice, don't we?
You want to
Fuck,
use
man.
your story point?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my
Oh,
story
shit.
point.
I got a story point as well.
Use my story point to try and make a clean escape.
Okay, go
with,
ahead.
with Clayton, and I'm gonna use my. I have that talent, personal safety. Says if another PC, a friendly NPC, was within short range when you're attacked, if you find a clever way for the other characters to suffer attacker hazard, you make a manipulation roll, and basically you find a clever way for the other characters to suffer attacker hazard. So I could use that on Brian's character. So it attacks. It uses that attack on Brian instead of me, correct?
Well, why don't you? Are you going to use your story point to do a reroll?
You know what? I'll do that. I'll use the story point to do the. Let me
Okay,
do that.
do that first, and then
That's less nasty. All right. All right. 1 success.
Okay, you so you can only your run is a slow action now, so you can't do it twice. However, it is enough to get you to the elevator and past the creature without having to fight it. So it takes a swipe at you, but you get past it.
Sure.
That leaves us to Clayton, and Clayton takes out her pistol and is going to take a shot at this thing. Clayton scores a hit, and very calmly, despite all the chaos going on, she lines up a shot and hits the creature square in its bulbous head, and with the injuries that it had suffered earlier, that puts it down, and it twitches a bit on the ground and screeches, and eventually comes to lie still and is no longer alive.
Holy shit. Deadeye.
And she looks at the two of you like, what's the plan now?
I think we need to get the hell out of here.
She says, agreed. Let's go.
So.
All right. So you guys get back into the elevator. Meanwhile, back on the bridge, you are working on the android.
Yes.
And eventually, you don't get her fully operational because this takes a little while, but you get her to the point where she's able to come back online and you can communicate with her. And at first, she appears a bit confused as to who you are, but she's unable to move at this point. So, use your activator, she can talk, but she can't move. And she looks and she says, Who are you?
Hi, Ava. I am Bry. I'm part of a rescue group that was sent to the Cronus to evacuate the crew. We found you disabled in the ship, and I just recently repaired you to bring you back online.
she, you know, kind of looks around, you know, just her eyes are moving. She can't move any other part of her body. And she says, I appreciate that. Thank you. She says, where's the rest of the crew?
Well, most of the crew isn't here anymore. Their ship has been infested with xenomorph creatures that have been going throughout the ship, inflicting great damage to other members of the crew. So you will not be seeing most of the crew anymore.
She takes a moment and she seems legitimately, sincerely sad at that, and she says, I had hoped that perhaps the creatures would have gone into a hibernation or perhaps stopped stalking them, but it appears I am incorrect.
You are familiar with the creatures? You know about them?
I was left to operate the ship once we left the Draconis system. I was left to tend for the crew. They locked themselves in the cryo bay, and I did everything that I could, but I was eventually attacked by one of the creatures that I had accidentally disturbed.
How long ago was that?
You can tell she's reading her memory banks, and she doesn't quite know, but she estimates at least years. I mean, she says that, you know, they were, when, up until the point she was attacked, you know, years had passed.
Okay. Are you aware of how many crew members received a injection from the medical staff in an attempt to protect them from this black ooze that was found in the science lab?
Yes. And let me just make sure I'm giving you the correct number here. 9.
9. All right, we gotta do a head count here. How many we are counted?
I'll put it this way, because I may be mistaken, but the answer is the 5 that came out of the cryo, plus the dead guy you guys found in the hallway that shot himself, plus all the other ones that you've encountered so far. So the one on the hull, the one in the med lab that was in the med pod, and the one in the reactor room.
So that's all of them. They've all been accounted for.
Yes.
And I think we've killed all of them too.
According to her, yes.
So there should be no more infected crew members left. Okay. How many of these xenomorph creatures are you aware of?
There was at least one on the ship that I ran into.
So we've had the one that popped out of the dude's chest, the one that was already on the ship. We've had... how many different xenomorphs have we come across at this point? I feel like it's been a bunch.
That's it. There's the 2 that... the one that came out of Cooper, the one that they just killed, and then the ones that you have encountered that are the mutations of the crew members.
So, and one of them was just killed. So if our knowledge is correct, there should only be one alien left on the ship. The one that just took care of Miller.
As far as you can tell, yes.
Okay, well, that's something. At this point, did we get one of the pilot stations online?
Yes.
So we have the pilot station is working, 3 engines are working. Earlier Miller was doing a flight prep check, right?
Mm-hmm. You guys have already set a course. You're on your way to Sutter's World again.
How long till we get there?
I find out.
Well, let me say, am I aware of any closer destinations?
Oh, there's certainly closer destinations, but that's the closest Weyland-Yutani place that you are aware of.
How about non-Weyland-Yutani locations?
Oh yeah, certainly would be some.
Well, I will reroute whoever the closest landing zone is.
Ava asks if you can continue to fix her, and she says that she can help you save the rest of your friends and whoever else is still alive.
how much more, or approximately how much more time do you think it would take in order to get her walking and moving?
Not long. The hard part's done.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll continue to fix and repair her. Get her back on her feet.
All right. You eventually do, and in the meantime, Wilson and Davis and Clayton, where are you guys going? You guys going back to the bridge?
Yeah, where are we?
You're in the elevator.
We should go back to the bridge and gather any other.
Davis is-
we get.
Yes. Sorry. Tyler.
Clayton.
Well, I was just gonna say
so-
how much other crap we have that we don't have on us, like supply wise.
So, you're kind of discussing this, and Clayton says, you can see she's kind of weighing her options, and as she's about to, looks like she's about to say something to Davis, Mother comes online and says, "Warning, incoming vessel."
I hear this.
I go to the sensor station.
You do in fact see that another vessel has creeped up on you guys, and you can tell that it is preparing to set up to board you guys.
I scan it. What kind of vessel is it?
Go ahead and give me a Comtech.
3 successes.
Nice.
Okay, well with that, you are not only able to identify the type of ship, but you are able to identify the name. It is the USCSS Sotillo, and it is a Mantis-class resupply ship, a retired military hauler.
Can I identify its affiliation?
You are able to identify it as a Seegson company vessel.
A what?
Seegson? Okay.
Seegson is the company that made Sevastopol Station, the station that Alien Isolation takes place on. They are known for, in the past, having made the Working Joe androids, which were very popular at the time. They were kind of rudimentary, and although they didn't look as lifelike, you could definitely tell they were an android just by looking at them. They have made a lot of space stations as well, with Sevastopol being one of the most famous. They're another one of the big companies out there, but they have definitely fallen on hard times and fallen behind other companies like Bionational and Weyland-Yutani. And at that, we will come to an end of Act 2.
Oh. That's the end of Act 2.
Interesting.
So, everybody is going to get a story point for continuing to play into their characters. And next week, we will give you your third and final agenda.
Everybody but Will is going to get a story point there, right?
And Miller, you will have a replacement character to play next week. And we will definitely finish up with Act 3 next week, as it is a little bit shorter than the others. So, with that being said, we will end our session 3 of our Chariot of the Gods, and we will finish up next week as the crew of the Cronus encounters a new vessel, and we will see who can survive to live to tell another tale. So, thank you all again for joining us on another episode of Dragon's Greed Gaming. We will see you again. We'll finish things up here in the Alien universe. Nighty night.